It's a book.
I got a rock.
Book. It's a hat.
Look, it's a hat book.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
There it is.
My existence.
Did you...
What are you doing? Hunting down YouTube? It's
Me?
a very common website.
I started up the stream. Now I'm trying to get the chat, which you're not allowed to see.
Why don't you come downstream? I don't want to see the chat. Why don't you come downstream with everybody else?
I want to, but... Did you say Hot Pockets?
Is this like where is this going on the podcast? Are people hearing this on the podcast?
No, this is just for
10 minutes of.
This is just goofing.
Gabber?
Nah, this is just goofing for the sake of goof.
Hurry up! I need a beer.
I'm sorry, we're starting in a minute. Just hold on.
No, this is why we went centuries without video.
Pockets.
It's this complicated. Is this like not worth it? Like, where is this going?
All right. So that's it. We're
good.
good.
Didn't need video. Look what he did.
Boo-ba-doo-boo-ba-doo.
Never had video.
I got a golden bar. I got a diamond ring. I got a money bag.
Never had video.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Everything looks good so far.
Guess what's in my nose?
Boogers.
Quarter.
You don't have a quarter in your nose.
I did, yeah.
Why would you do that?
Big nostrils.
Why would you do that though?
Because I can't fit a 50-cent piece.
50 cent
Oh
turned
my
50.
God.
50. Did you see?
Do you remember?
He did.
Do you remember? And you're gonna think you're gonna think I AI'd this. Please tell me I did take a picture of this, right?
Okay, I'll tell you.
I'm at the bar, drunk, so it was much funnier drunk. Do you remember the Humpty dance? Do the dance.
I do round, do up.
Okay, look, this guy was being interviewed on ESPN while I was at the bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an unfortunate lighting incident because Waffle House says it's because of
Now
lighting.
we're live. Is this going to get us kicked off YouTube?
Making fun of somebody's nose?
Oh, nose is okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, yeah, they don't show other parts on ESPN. Yeah, but look at this guy's nose. I sent it to you on your phone, the telephone.
Okay, I'll look on the telephone.
But remember the Humpty dance? Do the dance?
Wow, that's a big nose. It looks like a cartoon.
Oh, my God.
Looks like a plastic nose on his face.
It doesn't look real.
Right.
Yes, it looks like the Humpty dance.
Yes, his nose is dancing. That's what it looks like to me.
That guy's never get busy, and that guy would never get busy in the Burger King bathroom.
Yeah, he was Humpty Dance guy was a little rude, I would say. Would you say he was rude?
Oh, he called him fat, but look at him, he's skinny.
That didn't stop him from getting any's. But what?
Yeah, I always liked
I never
the fact
really
that
understood.
He was like, "You're fat," but that's okay. I'm skinny. That's not really
Well, that really wasn't anything.
Playing field right there. Hey, you fat butt.
Yeah, I really didn't
I'm
understand
skinny,
it.
good looking. See, we're even. Yeah, I don't think he was just trying to appeal to the ladies.
I think he was just being a complete jerk.
Are we going to do a show?
Yeah, right now. Are you ready? We're going to do a
5,
show.
Okay. 4, 3. Count me into.
Okay, I'll count you down. We're going to do it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live on Smart Wrestling. No, that's not how we're going to start this. Okay, here we go.
Please.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Smart Wrestling Fan, the longest running pro wrestling podcast, weekly episodic weekly pro wrestling show, podcast of all the times.
I think I got delivered.
Oh,
Alexa,
that's good.
What's my notification?
So, I'm Joe Negron, along with, by the way, this is episode number, I think, 1048.
Oh, my Jesus figures have
1,000.
arrived. Here, talk to the people. I'll go get them.
Larry got Jesus action figures for some reason. I don't know why. But he's going to go get those as he...
Do the thing where he asks for money.
Oh, my God. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to say welcome, everyone. Episode 1048. And I'm Joe Negron, along with Mr. Mutant Larry. Larry has already left the live stream. We are live right now on YouTube. If you are here seeing us, congratulations, you've won. And if you're not, then if you're not watching us live, that means you're listening to us on a podcast form, which is awesome because podcasts are the future. I heard about them just yesterday, so we decided to make one. Oh, wait, that was 21 years ago. But yes, we are doing a podcast about wrestling for the first time never. Yeah, what's up?
Please give. There, I helped, right?
I didn't. I'm
Tell 'em
not
stuff.
talking about that. I'm talking about how we're in our
What are we talking about?
21 years.
We're talking about 21 years.
We
You're obsessed with this.
well,
Ooh, they come in like a little like a. Oh my God! How well can you see this? See this
perfectly.
video thing?
Well, no, not really. I mean, yes, I could see it. What the heck is that?
Well, here.
Larry, you don't know how
This video.
this works.
I don't know. Okay, it's showing everything but the Jesus box. Oh. The Jesus box.
You don't know how
That's my new
webcams.
rapper. Can you see all the weird Jesus on the front?
Yes, I can.
Like, why are there multiple Jesus? Oh my God! Do you know what? You won't believe what's in the middle. I have
A zombie.
to Send this to you.
A zombie?
An Easter bunny. Oh my God! I'll show you.
Where did you get
This
this?
is why I say.
I mean, I know where you got it.
From Amazon, but
Larry.
because I need them for dark.
Here's Larry. Okay, here's Larry last week. I hate it when video podcasts do things and then
I
it's not
do.
for the audio listeners. And then this week,
I do.
hey, look at my action figures. I'm going to show you all of them. That's Larry.
You want the dancing monkey, Joe? You get the dancing monkey. I didn't agree to this. But hold on. Okay, so this weird Jesus.
That's fine.
But no, when we do dart tournaments.
Yeah.
Between like. on
And
the
why
weeks
wouldn't
when
you?
When we don't have, I'm trying to find something.
What is going on with you?
When
When
we
you don't
have
have-
Dart
You have
League,
kid cuisine. Right. Got it.
Kid cuisine. When we don't have Dart League, we just do tournaments like blind draws
Sure.
on Wednesdays.
And why wouldn't you?
Between Dart League. But so usually I write the numbers on the bottom of rubber ducks, but the rubber ducks are too big. And then we used to have
They're the one, by the way.
small, very small representations of parts of a guy's anatomy
Mhm.
that we had numbers on.
Yikes.
But now I got 20 miniature G's eye. Look, I can write the number on the bottom.
Oh, my God.
And they're different colors.
Okay, that's
and
incredible.
Really small print. It says Jesus loves you. But I
This
don't
is-
think he's talking to me.
This is ridiculous. Hi, El Luchadork in the chat. Hello.
I got 20 of them.
It's like the old Stickum days, as
write-
Larry would say.
I write little
Oh, Larry.
numbers on the bottom.
We're going to talk
But
about.
look at the picture. Look at
Yes.
the picture I sent you.
It's
Okay,
see.
Hansel and Gretel's cottage, first off, which I know he's born in a stable, not a cottage. And then
Wow.
there's multiple Jesuses on there, which is true to the packing because I did get 20. But like, why are there two Jesuses on here? And then what is going on with the rabbit in the middle?
I don't know.
See, this is a bonus. I paid because it was Prime Day. I paid like $4 for this, and then like I paid for it. And look at the cross. There's a cross at the top, but it's a plus sign. They
I
didn't
see.
even bother
It's
to-
just they didn't bother to make it a real cross.
Okay, now do we hate video podcasts and we can stop because no one can see all that?
No, but El Luchadork says he's in the chat. He says next week's show is going to be like 12 hours, and he's right. And if you do this,
Oh, no.
it's going to be like 50. So we can't.
Or if I don't show up.
That's true. I just don't want to be on next week. Larry
Oh,
says.
if we could skip 1 week, I would have thought it would be WrestleMania weekend.
And it's listen, it's
but it's not.
WWE's
At least
fault.
WrestleMania is something. WrestleMania is something.
You-
I might get tired of how much time I put into it, but I'm gonna want to talk about WrestleMania. Do I want to talk about Evolution? And it's just too much.
It is way too much, and blame WWE. This is the equivalent if on WrestleMania weekend, and WrestleMania is already 2 days, TK decides, I'm going to have, thanks, putting Jesus up your nose. He's going to get very upset with that. But this is, wow. See, if you're missing, okay, youtube.com/smartwrestlingfan, if you're not on this, you missed Larry putting Jesus action figures up his nose. 2 of them at once.
You make it sound weird, Joe.
I do. But
No,
Okay.
you're right. There was
TK,
no reason.
TK's like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have 3 extra pay-per-views and 2 Dynamites, and we're going to put them on WrestleMania weekend. That's what this is the equivalent of. It's not cool, and WWE should knock it the F off. Could they knock it the F off? Are we allowed to say F
even-
off here? Yes. We said it.
But
That's not cursing. It's,
they're paying their own price. 'cause
Innuendo.
I heard ticket sales are not great.
they're horrible.
Now they're not as bad as Hulk Hogan really get real.
Well,
guys
Hulk Hogan
wrestling.
didn't sell any tickets to that thing, but that thing's not coming up for another month.
390 is what I've heard so
yes,
far.
it's a little more than that, but
that's not even a joke.
it's not good. It's a little more than that, but it's not good. Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, people are going to think it's like 1,000. It's what?
No.
20 more than that?
Laurie's in the chat.
It's under
Hi.
400, right?
Hi, Laurie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I heard. Can you see this? Because is that bruised right there?
Okay.
I think it's bruised.
All right.
Wait, no, maybe it's the other side.
I don't need to show
That's
off.
called
Okay,
that's called a tridelt.
So, yeah,
Tridelt, and that's
so
a
the tickets.
bilateral-
Oh, for God's sake, video podcast. Why are we doing this?
yes.
so-
thank you.
So the tickets for NXT are low, but that's that's a very small building. That it doesn't matter about that. But the tickets for Evolution, not so hot. Sales not so good. So
What are you going to Evolution to see? They had to put that Rhea match on there just to make it something.
well, you have
But
to
it's not a story.
yeah, and you have to go, well, some title's going to change because that's the one, right?
Imagine.
Yes.
Because Rhea Ripley.
Yes, because Rhea Ripley. So, where did you go? Anyway, the point is, too many shows, and
Everybody lose.
WWE is hurting them their own selves putting this many shows on one weekend.
I agree. And I don't think they're going to, in the big picture.
Nobody has
I
time
don't-
to watch all that.
But it doesn't
got
hurt
time for
AEW
that.
Because if you're going to order that AEW, you've committed. Because it's real
Oh,
money.
you've committed, all right.
Yeah, you've committed something. Jesus says a sin. Jesus
I
says
guess.
a sin.
Sure.
Here, can Jesus just stand there?
Oh my God.
But he's with me.
Enough with the Jesus. That's
Jesus
plenty
is
for
my
you.
co-pilot or co-host. No,
He built my hot
if you-
rod. Yeah.
if you're going, like, if you're like, I'm gonna pay $50 or whatever it is now for and you've already decided that you're not gonna change your mind because you can watch some
No.
crappy It's not gonna take the place of a $50 something you've already decided is worth $50.
Right. Ew.
Okay, that didn't. I don't know how to mute things right. I
Well,
got a
there's
camera.
buttons. There's buttons on your.
I got
There's
a
buttons on your
camera.
mic. There's buttons on the Discord. There's buttons on your
Who
Mac.
needs this many buttons? Who needs this? I'm Amish. I can't have.
All right.
I need a slider switch or
Amish.
something that
That's
won't.
fine. All right, we got a lot of wrestling to talk about this week, but nothing's compared to next week.
No, we
we'll get into that as we go. We have to start with the news though. Oh, if people want to listen, if people want to help out the show, by the way, we were totally saved last week. If you didn't know, we're on our 21st year. This is insane. I don't know how we're doing it, but we got saved with all the great listeners like you, all the Patreon patrons, all the great people that donated. And then at the last minute, Positive Cheese came in and donated like $1 billion. So we're set for a little bit. However,
$1 billion?
okay. We still need you to be like a patron of the show. If you want to go to patreon.com/smartwrestlingfan, there you go. Just sign up, do your stuff, get tons of content.
Done this wise.
You have nothing to say about it. Okay.
What? No. What was that thank you thing? Yeah. Thank you. Was saying I need to say.
All right. Larry's very
No one
distracted
bought- I
with
paid
video.
for these.
Yes, no one bought Larry those Jesus action figures. He decided to buy them himself, and I don't know why. Your
right numbers on the
your Royal
bottom.
Pinus is here in the chat. Hello, and
Oh no.
wow, you're number one in the chat. It's amazing.
Who is me?
Top fan, apparently.
I'm the. I can.
No, you're not listening, Larry. Okay, let's do some news. How about that?
See, you don't. When we did an audio
What?
podcast, you didn't know if I was like doing other stuff or not.
Now I can see that all you do is horse around and don't listen to me. Yeah. Now you're caught, basically.
Sometimes I don't horse around, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait. Where are you gonna? What are you throwing into now? Are you doing this ratings?
Yeah, but there's not many ratings at all. Ratings is because it was 4th of July weekend, so everything's delayed. But I'll give you the.
This stupid camera makes me look like when they would take those pictures back in the '90s,
Mm-hmm.
and it would just be your head floating above. I don't know.
That's your fault.
Favorite cow.
Mine looks
don't look
normal. I look like a human being. You look like some kind of apparition with like.
You're not right on all counts there, but yeah. And it makes
Okay.
me look like I don't have any hair.
Look.
I look bald. I am far from bald.
Okay. Do I look bald? Because I see a lot of hair on my head.
No.
And I
but
had
you-
just shaved my head, so it just grew back like in 2 seconds. I might have to shave my beard, though. It's getting a little scraggly and stuff.
See, I shaved yesterday, and I'm very. Why do we do this? No one wants to hear us talk about.
You're the one that brought it up.
You're the one that put us on video.
Because people demanded
Ooh,
it.
Check and mate. Oh yeah, people demanded.
They did.
You know who those people were?
Who?
Joe's ego. I think that's Joe's
Is that?
ego.
I don't even want to listen. I don't even want to look at myself. What I'd rather do is have some kind of
Well, okay,
puppet.
Joe. See, we're on the same page.
Listen, puppet representation of myself because that was the future. I said that,
I thought
and
that's what
I'd
you were
rather
doing right
have that.
now.
But you, on the other hand, would rather
I
be
can't
some
see
kind
your
of
lower
ghost
half.
head.
I'm just saying.
There's always a lower half. Let me look.
ghost head.
Oh, it's down there. So, okay, let's do this. Let's do this ratings thing. Not many ratings. SmackDown. I don't know because it was 4th of July weekend. The ratings delayed. Collision. I have no idea. Delayed. Okay, so Dynamite and NXT. Those are the only numbers we have. Dynamite. Okay, NXT 729,000. That can't be right. Nope. That's last week's. Wow. Where are my ratings?
Did you prepare for this show?
I did. Dynamite 584,000. Okay. Vision X, a top fan asks, what exactly would a Larry puppet look like?
Well, handsome. Lot of stuffing in the arm area.
Stuffing.
Do this
All right.
all show.
That's it.
Holy crap!
And then
I
Todd,
do like the angle on this camera, though.
yeah, it's great. And then Todd asks, it says Larry should use AI and be transformed into a puppet. Why don't you just tell AI to make you into a puppet? Maybe it'll just work.
AI makes me a puppet.
You didn't even say it right. So how do you expect it to work?
AI.
NXT.
Hey, okay, I got 20 Jesuses here. One gorilla. Who are you betting on? I need gorilla action.
The answer to what a puppet Larry would look like, your Royal Pinus says a thumb.
That's true. Wow, that's a callback.
That's something. Wow.
The kid that drew me as a thumb is now like 27.
Okay, lowest viewership of 2025. NXT actually
show,
got
I agree.
627,000 viewers. That's the real number. I just got the real number. So, here's the problem. Dynamite, their 300th episode, should be huge. 584,000 viewers. But again, you have to remember,
Should it be huge?
It should be better than that. But the thing is, a lot of people are now watching on Max, and that doesn't count toward the number.
I told you, ratings were before this. Ratings were just boring.
Yeah.
Now they're boring and pretend.
And lies? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, just like
They're
love.
terrible lies.
Boring and pretend.
Terrible lies. Okay, let's do this. Let's do the news. Oh, Chad Gable, successful shoulder surgery. He's gone through with it. Success.
I didn't know he was a surgeon. Oh, you mean he went? He was the recipient. I thought you meant he did.
No, but
He's really smart.
6 to 8 months out. It's gonna be a while.
That sucks. So is it gonna be he and Liv are gonna fight to see who comes?
I think so.
Didn't John Cena. What didn't he come back in 6 hours?
He came back in 5 minutes to Madison Square Garden at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. So.
Just saying.
He rushed, and nothing ever healed properly, and that's why he moves the way he does.
Power that
that's not true.
He absorbs from those kids.
Is that what it is?
You ever wonder why? Listen, you ever wonder why so many of those kids die after meeting John Cena?
Wow.
He's a Dracula, like a spirit. Dracula.
Wow.
It's true.
He is a Dracula.
Can we write that? I won't tell about the other movie I told you.
No.
Write that movie where John Cena is a spirit Dracula. He's like, yeah, get a couple more Make-A-Wish kids in here, and he licks his lips.
Yeah, that's what he does.
I just did on video.
He does that all the time. Okay, so those are the ratings. Those are the news. Let's talk about the other news.
Nose?
All the time.
Can you? No, seriously. I have a friend who can. Can you curl your tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Well, we've exhausted all the possibilities of video, so now we can be a purely audio podcast.
Okay, that's good. Now the other news is the week. We didn't talk about it last week, but Hiroki Goto lost the IWGP Heavyweight title at
It's not a real name.
at a show. At a show called.
Goto sounds like something you search on the internet.
Yes, he lost the title to Zack Sabre Jr. on a show that wasn't even on New Japan World. It was a show called Tanahashi Jam that was on network TV, and he had lost the title.
Vicious.
And the way they did it was they made sure that Goto would never submit. So the Red Shoes had to call it. He just said, okay, you lost the title. Sorry. You can't continue. I don't want your arm to break off or whatever. Now it's suspicious because now he's, quote, out of the G1. Oh, my elbow. So I don't actually trust that he has a real elbow injury because...
Did they replace him in the G1?
Yeah, Taichi is replacing him.
Oh, wait. Who is the American that's not in the G1 that should be?
There's an American
Jr.
that should be in there?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know.
I was just thinking of it this weekend when somebody was talking about... I heard somebody on one of those stupid videos you get on Facebook was talking about the G1, and they mentioned somebody, and I was like, why is he not in it?
What company are they in?
New Japan.
If they're in New Japan, they're in it. I mean, are you sure?
How did they fill the space that just opened up?
They had a gauntlet match.
Who was in the gauntlet match?
Oh, are you talking about Chase Owens?
Yes, Chase Owens.
Chase Owens is a joke character. He can't be in there.
Why? Yeah, no joke characters ever in the G1.
But here's the thing. This year, there's not. Now, it's all guys that...
Well, that's stupid. You remember they had what's-his-face was always in there? He's great.
Taguchi.
Not a good wrestler. Yes.
You're thinking of not the G1. You're thinking of the best of Super Juniors or whatever. But yes, I understand.
Yes,
I know what you're saying. I don't mind joke characters like that. But what I do mind is guys like, you put guys in there like maybe, I don't know, Yuji Nagata and other guys like that are 100 years old. And then you're like, oh, well, they're definitely not going to win. So this year they put all the young guys in. And all the...
You are definitely not going to win.
But you could make one of them by they did it with Best of Super Juniors. They put Fujita in there and he won. So
okay, who's winning this? Well, then they're not going to do it again. Who's winning this?
That's a good question. I mean, Zack Saber's champion now, so he could win it.
I think it's Zack Sabre Jr.
And no, I think I would have somebody like a Gabe Kidd or a Yota Tsuji or I don't know, someone. You're going to make somebody.
But how long? This is the thing about Zack Sabre Jr. How do you work him? Not like just in his entire career, because he's definitely going to be somebody. But if you bring him over anytime now to say AEW, you've got Will Ospreay.
Sure,
he would get kind of lost in that, and I don't know what you do with him. And I don't think WWE would do anything correctly with him. So
yeah, that is concerning. I don't know how you would work that.
Like I don't know where he goes after New Japan. He's certainly good enough to be a great wrestler in the States.
Yeah.
But put him in AEW, he's just, oh, look, another guy from New Japan who's the best in the world.
Oh, so many. Yes, I agree. And that is a problem. And we're finally getting that Okada Omega match that people have been dreaming of for years in AEW. And well, that's the thing. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're dreaming of that if you watch New Japan, but if you didn't, then it's...
But I think that's we'll talk later about Don said that's what he coughed up the diverticulitis.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
You had to make it good.
No, I agree.
He squeezed the diverticulitis.
He
right
did.
Out of his mouth.
He did. But that's
saved his life.
Yes. But that's all there with the G1 stuff. And so speaking of all that, on
can we do a show called Speaking of All That? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what this show is called.
Speaking of all that,
Smart Wrestling Fan edition. Tiger Mask has announced his retirement, and guess what he's doing?
Passing his mask on to Tiger Cub Jr.
Okay, that would be cool, and we might find that out next year. But he's doing a John Cena / Tanahashi, and he is retiring in July of 2026. So
that'll show you.
These guys are all doing this now. This year-long tour.
Guess what? People don't stay retired, so don't care. Terry Funk. I think Terry Funk had more retirements than he had matches.
He did. That's fair.
Remember he got kicked by a horse?
Yes, he did.
That was one of the best parts of wrestling. Oh, you say what you want about WCW, but man.
Yes.
Let's go wrestle underneath a horse. Nothing bad.
Probably a bad idea. Yeah, that's what happened to everybody. So let's do some wrestling. Let's talk about. There's other news, but we'll talk about it as it comes up in these weekly shows here. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. How about that?
Let's do that. I will
Okay.
open up something that says My Dynamite.
Okay. We have a surprise segment coming up for Collision, by the way.
Oh, I love those. Hartman OTA Arena from Ontario, California.
Sure.
Am I right with that?
Not
Ontario,
Canada,
California?
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's that in relation to you?
Like an hour and some. It's all traffic ruins everything.
North?
It could be like 5 minutes away, but then traffic makes it an hour away.
But is it north?
It's this way. See which way I'm pointing?
Yeah, it's over. Oh, it's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I go to the airport, I'll be like, I want to go over Joe's shoulder.
Yeah, just ask them that, and then they'll do it.
Ian Riccaboni, Taz, Excalibur. Hey, it's 300 episodes. Isn't that cute, Joe?
But they never actually do anything like with it.
No.
Why
they
didn't
ever?
Why didn't? Yeah, okay. Why can't TK go, look at this really cool moment from the past? Look at this really cool moment. You could even show clips of like, I don't know. Well, I guess you don't want to be TNA where you show clips of like Cody or whatever. Like you're like, look, we used to have Sting. Don't do that. If they're in another company, I mean. Yeah. What?
Have you seen Sting recently with the painting his beard white thing?
No.
Oh, he's got a very
I knew he.
goatee. It's into beard territory, but he paints it white.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Or maybe he's just that old that it's
I think he might be that old.
strikingly white.
Yeah.
Hangman comes out because that's it. As far as 300 anniversary, I gave more to it than they do. It's 300 years matches or whatever.
300 years, yeah.
Blah blah blah. Hangman comes out, and I wrote something they do. Oh, this is his thing. He's like, I'm coming out, and I'm going to have a world title match at that pay-per-view and everything. Hey, listen, I know the Death Riders are all going to interfere because that's been a year or two story here. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it a Texas death match. How does that help him in any way?
It doesn't, because it means now they're allowed to interfere.
Yeah.
And he's by himself. So, wow. This is, okay, he basically at this point made it do or die, where if he doesn't win, he's the biggest idiot on the planet.
And is it just because he thinks he's a cowboy, so Texas has, like, does he not understand what a Texas death
I don't know.
match means?
I'm not sure.
So almost immediately, Moxley's music hits. Moxley and Shafir come out. Listen, Waffle House is not a jealous person.
The restaurant?
Yeah, it's weird. The restaurant is not.
Are you going to tell me a story about how Renee should be worried because of the way Moxley looks at that Marina Shafir?
Not even looking. I don't care if I spent that much time with any woman. I think your girlfriend has the right to be like, dude, come on. I'm not saying women and men can't be friends, but I don't, he's attached to this person.
I agree.
At the hip, as they say.
Only about the attached part, because they use handcuffs.
Yeah. Although, I mean, she's kind of the opposite of Renee, so maybe that's what's going on here.
I think that is what's going on here.
Yeah. But yeah, him and Shafir come out. And instead of Cowboys this week, Rick Iabani is like trying to be
Indians?
smart. He's like, Sword of Damocles. He's going to the gallows.
Oh, he just needs to stop
why
talking.
Are you here?
Oh, that wasn't in the news, but he just signed a multi-year contract with TK. But that doesn't mean necessarily just AEW. That was for Ring of Honor. So, yeah. How about we keep him on Ring of Honor? Can we do that?
Okay. And Hangman says he wants you to put all your chips on the table.
Does he mean,
I guess
that's like a combination of like cards and money? I don't know.
I don't know. And
Chuppy Chups.
And then Moxley just says no.
Okay.
And then Moxley says, I'm not some guy that just calls myself the best in the world. That's some basic B word.
Whoa, CM Punk. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hear that.
So the crowd hates Moxley, but it's not the real hate. We just want this to go away. Everyone in wrestling. Is there anyone in wrestling that wants this to continue?
No, people are done with it. They're so done.
Yeah. So they punch. And Hangman has a fork. He's like, I got a fork. I don't know why he has a fork.
I don't know.
Could have brought a knife.
Maybe he was eating his lunch.
Fork.
Spaghetti.
But Yuta and Shafir come in and they interrupt, and Shafir slaps Hangman. And again, they beat up, Death Riders beat up Hangman, but it's so old. I see this all the time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they just kind of beat him up and leave. I don't know if they're tired. they're tired of it too. They're like, we do this all the time.
Yeah, they're done.
So Hangman gets back up and he's, I'm still standing. Yeah. And he says, Claudio goes, he's literally like, we said beat
Yeah,
people all
it's
the-
enough.
He shrugs, comes back, but then not you, Joseph, but Samoa Joe comes and gets in between them. And then Hobbs comes down. I swear to you, as soon as Hobbs comes from off screen, I'm like, oh, there's a trios title, isn't there?
Yep.
I have forgotten for weeks about that trios
They
title.
kind of buried it.
And Shafir comes up behind Hangman with the case. And she's gonna hit him with it, but he takes the case and he's like, "Look at me, I got your case." They don't make it clear. Hangman doesn't make it clear that give me my Texas death match or give me death or whatever. give me the briefcase or give me death, whatever. He doesn't make it obvious, but I guess we're smart enough. We know that's what's going on here. So Moxley immediately agrees. Hangman gives the case back to Shafir. And then Hangman says, "Oh, wait, you need to be reminded I'll do anything to win."
Right.
And then he does a really good lariat to Shafir. So
Okay.
Shafir has taken that move in, 8 months and has been getting paid.
Yes.
I would take a real lariat as hard as
I know.
you could do
To
it
get paid that money. Yeah.
in 8 months.
Yeah. It's a lot of loot.
Would I hang around Moxley for 8 months?
Well, that's a different question.
Well, as much as he drinks, probably, because he would probably pay for it.
I see.
Then, okay, explain to me what's going on. Because it's 300th show, and the way you celebrate your 300th anniversary is super. Okay, anniversary 1 is paper. Anniversary 2 is disappointment. Anniversary 3 is like Jade. So anniversary 300 is Superman?
Yes.
Is that how it goes?
Well,
So
yeah.
I assume, because no one ever explains anything, Joe and I off camera had talked about how AEW is so much like WCW, where they send their people out to do promos and stuff and then never mention it.
Yes.
Like, Swerve Strickland and the Pope played pickleball.
They're like,
Oh,
what we
never
forgot
show
to
it on
bring
the
a
show.
camera.
Yeah. Well, this one they didn't, because I guess Tony Storm, I assume because of like bugs at the bottom, that the lady she's talking to is the actress that plays Lois Lane, and I'm totally assuming that because we're not told.
Yeah, why
Is
weren't
that
we
correct?
told that? Yeah, you're right. But why was
Am
there
I
no
right?
why was there no graphic?
I don't know. Why didn't they have what was their name from the original Lois? Terry Hatcher?
No.
Not Terry Hatcher, the other one. Come on.
Margot
when you're just
Kidder.
letting me- Margot Kidder. Remember when she went crazy and pulled all her teeth out?
Yes.
Sounds like a joke. It's not. Never mind. But yeah, so they're like, she's like, "Hey, you actress." She's like, "Hey, you Tony Storm, that I don't know who you are."
Yeah.
And she's like, the actress is like, "Someone told me you were the wrestler. I used to." Did she say she used to wrestle in school?
Yeah, she was just making a joke.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, okay, what was your weight?
She was
class?
just kidding.
Negative 6. Yeah. So but then Tony was like, "What was your wrestler name?" And they do the funny wrestler name gimmick. And then Tony is still good, but this is so gross.
Because they're telling her what to say. This was just nothing.
Why are some actresses and actors so bad at acting and actressing?
I don't know.
Because I'm like, you're an actress.
Yeah.
You're not acting like you know.
Not
what you're
every
doing.
actress or actor is an improv person. That's different. Many of them are.
So if I gave her a book, she would be like, "This is just a book."
She'd put it on her head and
Do you
say
have
it was a hat.
Do you have a hat? Do you have a hat? Because I need a hat. TBS title, Mercedes Moné. This is show is 20 years of nothing but just self-like.
Yeah.
TBS title, Mercedes Moné versus Mina Chakadura.
What?
We're told, there's a whole lot of grub on that table tonight. So Tony Storm is at a table with a whole lot of grub. And also, while that Mercedes comes up with really cool ideas, Tony's picture is taped to the bottom of her boot.
Oh,
That'll
boy.
show ya.
Wow.
And it lasts for all of 30 seconds before she has to take it off.
That's stupid.
Tony looks worried or catatonic or something. And Ricky Nabani says, "Oh, she had a vision quest." And the other two guys are like, "What are you talking about?" And then during commercial, they're like, "Are you talking about that old movie, that Madonna movie?"
Oh, my God.
Such an idiot. So Mercedes goes over and Taz will save anything. Mercedes goes over. She licks the icing on the cake because there's a big cake there. Oh, there's a big cake there. You know what happens in wrestling?
Oh, if somebody's going to get smashed with the cake, yeah. It's going to be
without a
great.
doubt. Or there's a file in it and somebody escapes.
Oh, yeah. That's a different movie.
Oh, can we do that for like a Rage in a Cage match? What are they called? Hell in a Cell match?
Yes, where someone gets brought a gift and it's a cake.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
It's like Undertaker and Mankind are wrestling there. Oh, it's
Yeah.
hardcore and everything. And then suddenly a delivery boy comes up. He like knocks on the door. And he's like ding dong. And they're like, they both stop and they're
Yes.
looking like, well, I don't know, it's a delivery. And they got a cake for Mankind, Mr. Mankind. And Mr. Mankind signs for the cake.
It would be over for sure. Yeah.
This is the best thing ever. So yeah, there's a cake. Mercedes licks it. Taz goes, "Ooh, that's sugar. It can give Mercedes some energy, some carbohydrates, and that can work like something like maybe caffeine per se. And there's a steak there."
Whoa.
I love you, Taz.
ADD Taz.
Excalibur makes fun of keeps bringing up the "Is that your real name?" because they're making fun. Listen, I don't like Ian Riccaboni, but if they're going to make fun of him all night, especially, you should watch this with the commercial breaks, which is nothing but making fun of Ricky Bonney during commercial breaks. Hey, Meteorize knees. Meteorize knees.
Oh my God.
You're gonna give me
Every
more
move.
Meteorize
Every
knees.
move. Mercedes she's turned into Brock Lesnar as far as just Suplex City. It's Meteora, whatever. What is it? Meteora Manor?
I marked out Meteor and knees. Meteor and more knees.
Ugh.
Got to get me more Meteor and knees. Yeah, but Brock Lesnar, I was over for that. You could do suplex.
Meteora Metropolis. There you go.
So Glamour Driver, no. Also is this is totally off, but Mina, she's sticking around, right?
She signed a real contract a few months ago.
Okay, because I really like her. Mercedes wins with a cradle, which I guess is because sometimes Tony
Big
wins with that
package.
sneak up.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because that's not like stealing a finisher. It's still a roll up. Whatever.
I know.
Tony gets in the ring, takes Mercedes' belt. Mercedes gets a cake. Oh, she got the Oh, but she gets the champagne. Gimmick button. No, she just spits champagne in Luther's face.
That's nothing.
Is this the first time a cake was left unharmed in wrestling?
No, because they've done that in whatever before. They've had it where they pretended they were going to use it and didn't. So, but this is one of the only times ever.
What a waste of a cake.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody ate that cake?
I don't know. Probably not.
Do you think some weird guy ate the part?
Not after Mercedes licked it.
I'd like there are women that I would eat that part of the cake, but not her. Superman wipes tonight. Is that that the cool thing you guys do in the movies? It's the
Superman wipes? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whoosh. Superman. That sounds way worse than I meant it.
I thought you meant like dude wipes. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're better. They're super. Kryptonite in them.
Ew.
That would give him like butthole cancer though.
Ew.
That's the Lex
Oh my
gives
God, you're
Superman
right.
Dude wipes, but they've got kryptonite in them, and Superman gets butthole cancer.
Oh.
The Bucks. This was so disappointing.
This didn't lead to anything.
So bad, but Taz made it the best thing of the night. So let's see how that happened, people. The Young Bucks are like, hey, we're really close to our young buck town of Yuccamucca. What is it called?
Yuccamucca Flats.
Yeah, what is it called?
Yuccamucca Flats.
No.
Okay, Yuccamucca City.
No. Come on, help me out here. I didn't write it down. You know what the Cucamonga. Rancho Cucamonga. Yes. Ranch
Cucamonga? Yes.
Yeah.
Yuccamucca Flats is way better.
Yeah, I shot an elephant in my pajamas.
Remember that?
The Bucks take a ride to their hometown because I guess it's close to here. Okay. Here's how you
Tasty
do
beverage.
things.
Yeah.
Let me explain things to AEW. The message of this bit, because we forgot to mention this for a year, the Young Bucks have a whole bunch of power in the company. That's the message. The way you work the message into this promo is the Young Bucks bought a limo full of shoes because they like to buy shoes.
Yeah.
All on Tony Khan's credit card,
Yeah.
right? So that's your message. You surround the message with entertainment. They forgot that part.
They did. All they did was act like this was part of being the elite. which it's not. It's a television show. So although being the Elite could be incredibly entertaining, this was just you're doing stuff. This wasn't anything of any, like there was no writing involved in this.
There was no comedy here. They drive to their house and like, look, it's our old house. I thought it was bigger.
Okay, but
They don't even do the joke that I was smaller than. They
Sure.
don't even do like any
they don't
joke.
do a joke, and they almost make it was almost sad in a way where you were starting to sympathize with the Bucks, but it led to nothing.
Because you, like you always do, try to read in that there's something there, and you're like, well, it's not being funny. Am I supposed to feel bad? But in reality, it was just nothing.
Yeah.
But they do go to the Young Bucks old high school, and I guess their mascot was a bear.
A bear on a pole
out-
match.
Yeah, so outside of the high school is just the bear is on the flagpole. He's like hanging on the flagpole. This sets Taz off for the next hour and 20 minutes.
Yes.
Because we come back and Taz goes, what the bear with the school and the bear wrapped around that post. What kind of school did the Bucks go to? That's a funky. That's what they do in California. What kind of school system? What the kind of the freaks? I'm like, what? And I'm like, that made it good. Thank you, Taz. All night. Because we go to a casino gauntlet qualifying match. MJF versus AR Fox. He got there by winning so many matches. Versus
Zero.
He got there by winning so many matches versus Brody King, who also got there by winning 2 matches. Soon as we get into it, pretty exciting match, means a lot. Taz can't let it go. Yes, there's no schools in Long Island with bears wrapped around those posts. I can tell you that. No, and then it's insane. He won't let it go, and it's
But
so fun.
the best one.
What?
Don't tweet me pictures of that bear.
Yeah. Amazing. I love Taz. I don't think there's ever a time that Taz didn't like. I wasn't into Taz.
Yep.
I wasn't the biggest Taz mark ever, but man, except for his T-shirts and his posters,
Yeah, don't mention those.
I'm printing out those T-shirts. We're told in this match. Okay, here's where I need to stop. Here's my problem with wrestling.
Yeah.
I have many problems. But this week, my problem with wrestling. WWE, and I'm trying to analogize this and analog this. What do you mean when you say something, but it's like something, but it's not like it is something? Simile is like, whatever, I don't care. An analogy, we'll call it that. WWE is like Taco Bell, right? It is what it is. It's a franchise. It's making the money. But that's not bad. There's a lot of stuff on that menu I don't like. I don't eat anything but birds, so there's a lot of stuff I don't. But there's stuff I really love, and I go through there and I order my order and I take away what I like, and that's good.
Yeah.
AEW is like some really cool mom and pop owned Italian restaurant,
Yeah.
and it's over here, and it's the only one, and I know them, and I go in there, and they care about the Italian food. It's like AEW cares about these really good matches,
Yeah.
and they care about like all the the side dishes, like interesting characters that I'm not tired of and everything, and the dessert is like some really cool things that happen, and I'm like, this is great, this is what I want. And then they pull out this little shaker of WCW.
They do.
Slightly just season the whole show with WCW, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why is we are told that Anthony Bowens told
This is terrible.
Daddy Butt Bill.
Yeah.
Bill Butt Bill. Yeah. Help me. Yes.
Billy
Told
Butt.
Billy Gunn.
Billy
Yes.
Butt.
We're told they're like Bowens told Billy Gunn to stay home. I watch these shows. Am I?
Yeah,
the
he didn't
only
say that on
human
the
being-
show.
The only Joe, do you know what our Lincoln life is? We're the only 2 people that watch stuff.
I know that.
I'm guaranteed.
I know.
Last week he said Billy Gunn was home,
Yeah.
coming up with this great like strategy
Yes.
that was going to carry him to victory. We're told here that Bowens said Billy Gunn stay home. This is gonna come back up. That's why one of them.
I know.
But it comes back up. So remember that. MJF tries to bribe Brody King, so that gimmick is back.
That was funny, and money went flying everywhere.
Never gets old.
And did you hear what Taz said?
What?
I think it's Bills. He didn't say that.
What else did Taz say as I get up here?
Oh, your dead air is killing me, Larry. He said, I think it's Bills.
Yeah, I had to get Jesus.
It's
I
fine.
found Jesus. You should let me have some.
I don't believe you.
So MJF goes on commentary, and he's talking, and Ricky Ibani says something stupid. Taz goes, "Is that like the Rick Zone or the Jabba Zone or whatever you call that
Oh my
gimmick?"
God, he said it.
The Bone Zone. Brody King, Gonzo bombs Owens, but Fox breaks it up, and then there's Salt of the Earth. And I don't know who got pinned.
AR Fox tapped out the Salt of the Earth.
AR Fox is working so much, so I'm happy for him. He's on TV a lot, but wow, he doesn't win. Briscoe comes out and he says, "You're gonna get your butt whipped, buddy." And his shirt has a tiny pickle because I guess MJF has a tiny pickle, which is gherkin or what do you call it, Jewish pickles?
Oh, that's right. Taz said they're jerkins, and then Excalibur's like, "You mean gherkins?" And he's like, "I thought it was jerkins."
Oh, Taz, will you ever not stop?
It's amazing.
Oh, he is the Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was from the other week. He didn't say it this week, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know what it, but yeah. So what do you call that? It's not Hispanic.
What?
Kosher.
Oh.
Kosher.
Hispanic pickles. Yes.
he says, "Boy, we're gonna have a one-on-one talk." Which I understand that the country thing, boy thing, but you're gonna accidentally say it the wrong time.
Yeah.
One-on-one talkie talk next week, just us. Wow,
Yeah.
way to set up talk. But when the Jet Speed, that tag team, come out and they're like, "We're gonna get you, Hurt Syndicate," and Hurt Syndicate just beats them up and down. MJF and MVP sit there watching them beat up, and then Kevin Knight like claws himself up, and he's like, "I'm not dead yet."
This went on. This was like the fight scene from the glasses scene from They Live. This went on forever.
Oh yeah. He's like, "I'm not dead yet. Put on the glasses." No, what a good movie. Can we stop and watch that movie? I love that movie.
We probably could.
We watch that and then watch Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Oh. And if you want to hear us review that Roddy Piper movie, patreon.com/smartwrestlingfan. It's an episode of Smart Movie Fan that we loved doing. Check your text in a second, because this is official here for this week on July 9th.
Oh my God, we're done with the show? That's amazing.
No, I want you to check your text.
Oh my God. Oh wait, yeah, that's my promo. Is AEW Dynamite, Mark Briscoe and MJF, talkie talk.
Yes.
What's going to be next week? Young Bucks flippy flop match.
That's it.
Yeah, great. So then Kevin Knight goes, "Oh, I'm not dead yet." Shelton, here we go. So I'm like, this is all good. Bring out that little salt shaker of WCW. Kevin Knight goes, I don't care. Shelton Benjamin, I challenge you to a one-on-one on Collision.
Okay.
Inside baseball here. Collision will be filmed immediately after
Right.
the show.
So it's tonight.
Remember that.
So they would know exactly what matches are on already. It's already been booked, right? Okay.
I challenge you on my one-on-the-ones.
That's what he said.
Okay, remember that. Young Bucks versus Takeshita versus Kyle O'Reilly. No, Young Bucks and Takeshita versus Kyle O'Reilly, Bandito, and Roderick Strong.
Yes.
Oh, poor Roderick Strong. It's so hard for me to even get up the Roderick Strong.
I know.
The Bucks pull up in a limo, and Taz is triggered. He's like, I'm glad to get out of that school licking that post. Oh, you're licking the post. Have you ever licked a post, Excalibur? Oh, you drink way more than me, so yeah, you probably.
Oh my God.
I'm like, ooh. So the Bucks come in. I don't know why, but whatever. They're gonna wrestle here. Don't know why they. So how long was their tour of their hometown, which they've seen?
It was like a minute, and also, okay, so get this, dig this. While they're wrestling, oh my God, in the parking lot, Swerve and Ospreay are vandalizing their limo.
But that doesn't come back.
Wait, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's not a real thing.
Oh. Nothing happens.
How did they? No, that's good. How would they? They're like, how do we explain that to Tony Khan?
Yep.
What? And then wait, how long do we have? No, we don't have very long till. But then they get a bill from Tony Khan. They're like, what?
Yeah, on Dynamite before the pay-per-view.
How much would it take to get us to be improvers?
I don't know.
We don't have to own the show. We don't have to write it. We don't have to. Just improving. I hate it. Okay. So we could improve.
I know.
Totally lost where I am. Lamppost. So they got that, and I don't know why Taz decides now. But we always talk about
hold on. Okay, they use. Oh, this is amazing. They use. Okay, so they're the EVPs abusing their power, right? So Swerve and Ospreay are in the parking lot, and they've used an app. They on the commercials where someone just comes to pick up your car on a flatbed, and they give you cash. So they get the cash.
And they're like, for clunkers or whatever.
Well, it's not that, but it's something like that, like Carvana or whatever. They should be giving us money because we just advertise them. But they come to you and they just give you cash, or they just give you PayPal or whatever you want, or Venmo. And so they do this, and they're like, we wouldn't if the fans were the EVPs, they wouldn't waste Tony Khan's money like this. So you know what? We should just give this back to the fans. And they take bags of money dropped off and they say to the car place, can you give it to us in all $1 bills? And then they dump money all over the fans that they got from this limo. There's
Tony Khan's got plenty of money.
There's 2 ideas. They did nothing.
Yeah.
We came up with those in 2 seconds.
I'm not
saying you have to do them, but you should do something.
So, has it only been the past 2 weeks they've had to rehab the Bucks have power, and they did it by, we're going to make your match at the beginning of the show, and now they did it by, we can buy a limo with someone else's credit card. I understand what you're doing. Surround it by entertainment, and it's okay. Yep. And you what gets me is that's the Bucks' bread and butter. Is that bit? The Bucks should have been so excited to do that.
Yes,
bit. They should have been, and like Kenny Omega should be like, can I help you write something for this? Because this is hilarious. They should be back there. But you know how different wrestlers work.
Right.
That's how the Bucks work. That's how Kenny Omega works. They just like, this would be so much fun. I only want to do what's fun. That's fun.
Yep, I know.
So we got a lot of people wrestling. I guess Taz saw a lot of people in there and goes, oh man, look at our roster. Our roster's like endless. It's like, he goes, it's got like depth. That's the wood, but it's deeper than depth. Depth. There's like another wood deeper than depth.
Oh my God.
Like, what is the word deeper than depth?
I don't know.
I'm in love with Taz, I think. Super kick. So. And what is that move? Is it Raging Fire?
That is the BTE trigger, which means it's the 3TE trigger, as AEW said, because Takeshi's with it, and then he does the Raging Fire, and then it's over.
Okay, that was a super kick. So yeah, okay, whatever. Moves names don't matter. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay run out, and none of them not getting paid, and run out, and the Buck. Now, if you're like, what's his face? That moves matter, but Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland. They run out and they chase the Bucks away, and they say, we want those MVP titles. Is that a thing? MVP title? I guess it's a title, but I know titles mean belts, but belts don't mean straps. But yeah, and the Bucks say no because we're not stupid.
Well, that's the thing.
They ever say
Fine.
Yes?
Okay. Why did it take 2 weeks for them to go, or 1 week, whatever, for people to go, why would we ever put something on the line for no reason?
But Ospreay says, hey, if you put your EVPs on the line, if you win, me and Swerve can never go for the world title for a year.
Only for a year. Wait a minute. AEW's been around, like 6 years? This is just 1 year of it. That year's going to go by really quick. Okay. The Young Bucks are putting their family's food basically on the line.
Yeah, you got.
Why would you do exactly? Why would you do that? Just to spite 2 guys for a year?
Okay, but here's the thing. is this MVP thing? Is there a time limit on that? Like if Swerve and
Are you trying to say EVP?
yeah, is what I say?
MVP.
MVP. Okay, is the EV? There's way too many initials in this company.
That's
way
true.
Too everything.
Yeah.
Is the EVP if Osprey and Swerve win the EVP thing? Do they only a year or they're forever? Like you're giving it forever thing against a 1 year thing.
That's what I'm saying. And yes, it's a forever thing. Plus, give it to the fans where, remember, who's the general manager? You. That never works.
Oh, but also, we talked about this off air, and now I forget what we talked about off air. Oh, yeah. How instead of Will being involved in that main event match where he's like, I will be your buddy and help you out and be an equal to Hangman who's going for the world title. Now Swerve is thrown in this weird secondary, tertiary.
Okay. And it's low. It seems low. But if you can simultaneously, this is the thing, for the fans, if you could simultaneously get the title off of the Moxley group and get power away from the Young Bucks, you've gotten rid of the two things that fans were just annoyed with for the last year or two. So, makes sense. Right?
How do you get rid of Swerve and Osprey being EVPs? Do you do what you said and they come out with a bag of like EVP coupons and they're like, you're an EVP and you're an EVP?
Unfortunately, you might have to do you might have to do it whatever, Wild Wednesday or whatever, and you might have to have like the fans vote for the like who's going to be in the matches and things like that.
Oh.
I'm not saying it's good, but it's
terrible.
it's to them that's the opposite of heat all the time and all the heels being in charge. That's all.
Now remember that your 300th anniversary is the Superman anniversary because Kenny has a cape.
Wait. Kenny who? Kenny Baker?
No.
Kenny who?
Guess another Kenny. There's lots of Kennys. Keep guessing. No, it's Kenny Omega.
Wait. Kenny Omega. Please explain this to me.
I tried to twice. I'll
Okay.
do it the third time.
Okay.
Kenny Omega.
What's he doing?
He has a cape,
Okay.
like a Superman cape. And I'm assuming by context clues, because that's how you should run a show, that he's with the guy that plays Clark/Superman. I don't know. Is he?
He is.
Okay. And on the right side is MJF with a guy I'm assuming is Lex Luthor.
You are correct.
Why am I assuming
This
these
was
things?
a terrible marketing campaign. Like, really bad.
Stop right here. Now, stop right here. What has happened to the Young Bucks and Kenny? Because the Kenny Omega I know, if you told him, hey, you're going to do some segment with the Superman.
This would be freaking
Lex Luthor.
hilarious.
Kenny Omega wrote this thing and insisted it was super great funny. And MJF too.
Okay, but hold on. I'm still confused. Kenny's goofing around with Superman. He's wearing a cape, pretending to be Superman. I thought Kenny Omega was spitting up diverticulitis blood and he wasn't even back.
Puked up all his diverticulitis. He's great. He's super.
Wait, but how is he here in this with Superman if he's dead?
It's like when Superman gets away from the kryptonite, he puked up all his diverticulitis and he's great.
Larry, this doesn't make any sense.
I know. But I just look at it from an entertainment, and again, we're going to play him.
I know there's no entertainment, but I'm saying Kenny Omega's going to make a huge return tonight. Like, huge. Why would you show him here first?
You just saw it. He made a super return right there.
Why would you show it here first? Oh my God, that's stupid.
I don't know.
That's so
Because
dumb.
This segment felt like in Raw, where I see those little segments they do in the commercials that you don't see.
They're terrible. No, I know what you mean. Like Bronson Reed's in like a monster movie or whatever.
No.
Yes, it's dumb.
But there's no funny here. Like, even if you did the funny was that MJF was being split screened in because he couldn't be bothered with this, that would make me laugh.
True.
Like if he said Batman instead of Superman or something, because I'm not going to write your show for you. Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland versus the Beast Mortos and Dralistico. I can't even tell you Dralistico's alignment.
He's in LFI.
So many people.
He's one of the last Ingobernables left.
The last. Okay, do that. Do you remember when Jeff Jarrett was the last of somebody and he was going to do a world title run? And
What did he call himself? That it was wrong?
the last. We said he was the last outlaw or something.
But he said his own name wrong. The last something law, he said. I can't remember what he said.
It's the last son-in-law.
The last outlaw, maybe. I don't know. It's something.
And he went away. I wish he would go away. We're told. Hey, you want to know what this match is? I'm told this is a Superman movie heroes and villains match.
Oh.
I watch wrestling. That's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. House Stomp. I don't care what it is.
House stomp. It was a house call.
Ibushi versus Okada. Okay. This is not a title match. Fine. Is it a number one? Is it what do they call them? Contender matches or whatever? Like, if Bushi wins this?
Okay, Bushi is a guy with a mask that used to be in New Japan. You mean
Ibushi, yes.
You mean Ibushi? Yes, two different guys.
Ibushi, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Ibushi would beat Okada, would he be in that match with Kenny Omega? Like, I don't. Well,
Yeah. Heroes and villains, I guess. Don. Here's where Don says that when Kenny got attacked, he was spitting up diverticulitis.
Yes.
That was pretty funny. This is shorter than I thought, but because this kind of should be a real match.
Because
only a
it's
match to
not.
build
It's
up to
just. It's
it's only a
it's a
match to
mere.
build up to another
It's a
match.
mere shell, a mere bag of shells. No, it's a mere shell of its former self from New Japan.
Yeah.
It's not. It's very good
like
though.
some-
It's good, but
But no, yeah, but it should be a real match, but it's just let's watch a match that's going to build to another match. Like, okay, Bushi, you're wrestling in America. It's okay though. It's a good match. Drop kick into Rainmaker, I think. Why not, Bushi?
Chromosome in the chat says that's what Larry looks like. I thought he had an afro.
Give me a week.
Okay.
Then Don Callis' family comes down. They beat up people. And Kenny Omega returns with a cape. Has he got a cape?
No.
No. He's got a chair. That's not a cape. Does Superman have a chair? Probably sometimes. Bushi and Omega beat up. Is it Trent Beretta?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll do something.
They got
for
that
you.
Trent. Yeah.
Yeah, got even with old Trent Beretta for, I don't know, the van thing. I don't, and then they're like, we're cool. And their faces stand tallish.
Wow. Okay.
Again, I could have really enjoyed that without that. Like, we're going to go way into, like, this is, like, I'm sorry, Joe. We did not plan on doing much of Collision, but Collision needs to be talked about this week because you want to talk about the WCW Salt Shaker on Collision. It's ridiculous.
Well, we're gonna do a new segment with Collision, but you could actually add some spice to it.
It's my job. Ooh.
Okay.
Why do I have a bottle of beer here?
I don't know.
You can't hear me open a bottle.
No, I can't.
Can you hear this? There.
No. Yes. I heard it.
Could you? Oh,
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
It was good.
Ooh.
Nice sounds.
Ooh, let's do sound effects.
Okay. Clank, clank, clank.
Oh,
And now I'm on about my
No, no,
cannon,
no, no,
my
no.
pan, my whistle, or
Now.
to Ernie. Now I know what I just got to do. I go. That's all. Where are you? You disappear for like minutes at a time.
I don't know how to work video. I never.
You
claimed
can't
to. When I applied for this
move
job, it
away
was an
from the
audio
microphone
job.
when you move away from the microphone to breathe, we can't hear you. That's not how Discord works.
I used to do an audio podcast.
That is the funniest thing you've said all week.
Sunset.
Okay.
Thanks. Now don't try to. You made me remember something. Why am I locked out of the soundboard, Joe?
I didn't know you were. I'm sorry. No, I really didn't know that. When you came on, it went quack, so I assumed you had it.
I didn't quack that.
Oh.
No, okay. I cannot upload things to the soundboard. I learned how to do that, Joe.
Oh. Yes, you should be able to.
No, I am not. And don't, like, I have never called you a liar on this show. Pretty sure you're lying.
No,
Lock me out of the soundboard.
First of all, hey, you're a liar.
No, I can use it. I can't upload things. Like, what is this? What is this thing you uploaded? I didn't upload
It was
that.
from the cash register sound from last week when people were donating.
Why can I not upload sounds to the soundboard?
You should be able to. Maybe you can't do it while we're on right now.
No, I've tried. I do a little bit of show prep.
Okay, then maybe it's because you need permissions and I don't know how to give them to you. I can tell you don't be a jerk and say I'm a liar. Off air, I can help
you're
you.
A liar. I implied you're a liar.
No, you said it. And also, you know that's not true. And off air, I can show you how to upload stuff. So knock it off.
I know how to upload stuff. I'm not.
I don't mean like that. Oh my God.
I think you're locking me out of the sound.
Oh my God. Why would I do that?
See, I could do stuff. Yay. Imagine how funny this show would be if I could upload sounds. I could fart into the mic.
No.
And something else. That's all I've ever thought about. But that's the only one I planned so far. But still. Okay, so lock me out. No, let's save this. I have a question for you later. Okay, remind me before you do. What do we have left? SmackDown and Raw. Yay! Good. This show's burning.
It's over an hour and you only got through Dynamite.
Okay, I have something to ask you before. It's a Waffle House asks you to make the call. So it should be a new segment. Waffle House asks you to make the call.
Okay.
Are you going to make me do SmackDown now?
No, I thought you were going to do the Waffle House segment.
No, I'll do it before Raw.
Okay.
Ooh. Hey, I have a glass.
Okay.
I can chug a beer on camera. Is this allowed on?
You can do whatever you want, but you're the one that said you don't want to alienate the listeners. And now you're doing video things.
How terrible this is. Yeah, this is how terrible doing it. How long will it take me to chug this beer? It's in a glass. Can you see it? You can't see anything.
I'm going to guess.
Sucks.
I'm going to guess 3 seconds.
Ooh,
okay.
I don't know. Okay.
You're going to end up choking and dying. This is going to be the end of you.
That would be a blessing.
Oh my God.
20 Jesuses to get my wish, but fine. Ready? You have to say
go ahead.
But wait, don't say go yet. You have to say go, but don't say go yet.
Ready?
No, don't say go yet.
Oh. Are you ready? See, like if you're laughing,
that's funny.
I can't hear it. I don't know why. It comes across as a different frequency or whatever.
I don't laugh for your pleasure. Okay. I don't know. What am I supposed to put this mic in my mouth? Everything was fine before we went to video. This is why we're going. I am going to destroy video right here. Okay.
You know, if you turned off the blur or whatever it is on your thing.
I don't know how to do this.
If you turned off the blur, we could see the drink.
Where's blur? Blur. There. Is that? Did I turn off the blur?
Turn off your background.
Change video background. Oh, you're going to see how terrible my room is.
No one cares. Now, look, we can see now. Now we can see your drink. Perfect.
Oh, look. I'm explaining how to do something you don't want to do. So
why is that? Okay.
I used to be the champ. I legitimately. I will not brag about things I used to be good at, but I used to be the champ.
Okay.
Okay, Joe. Wait. Are you a 1, 2, 3 go person? Or are you a 1,
whatever
2, 3?
Whatever you want.
No, I am a 1, 2, 3 go person.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I think it's coins.
I spilled a little bit. That doesn't count.
It really was 3 seconds. Wow.
Was it? Oh, good timer. Okay, what are we doing? I have something to tell you before Raw. Let's do SmackDown. Are we doing SmackDown? Tell me.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Hartman G. Paints Arena.
Now
you ever
let's.
Go to the,
yeah.
Is that? It's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which I know.
Pittsburgh is 8 hours away from where I used to live. Nowhere near. Okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you this about SmackDown. Oh my God! What a difference! Not only what a difference 2 hours versus 3 makes, but 2 hours and then watch it later and don't watch the commercials. Oh my God! It's like a different show. Now that doesn't take away the staleness of it and the fact that we need a draft. But if you put that aside, what a difference!
You can't talk away from the mic because it's a stupid video.
I couldn't hear you.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a stupid video. But listen,
that has nothing to do with the.
I don't know what's going on. But listen, I don't know how to complain about this because it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't a good show, but it was shorter.
It was great. Yeah, it was great because I didn't waste my time. Okay, so yeah. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett.
Oh,
I like Wade Barrett.
Tessitore. Somebody told him about the golf talk. Well, this match is great. Somebody told him,
Wait.
and he
How long
just
has he had this job?
a year. And
somebody told him.
somebody just told him
now?
today. I don't know if it's a year yet, but somebody just told him now that he's too quiet. He screams most of the show. He's yelling at everything that's happening in a most insincere way.
Have you watched him on other stuff like he does?
Never.
Okay, I'm just
Not
wondering
once.
How he is
No.
on other things. I know he
He's
has a
probably
voice,
like
but-
he's probably like Golf Man on the other shows where he just talks like this the entire time.
So yeah, what did I want for the 4th of July? It was actually a new president. But I will take a shorter SmackDown.
Yes.
Legitimately, how many weeks before I stop giving SmackDown the benefit of the doubt because it's 33% better because it's 33%?
Oh, 1
shorter?
week, I think.
Okay, well, that's fair. Yeah, you know what? Give me the best part of SmackDown right up front.
Yeah.
Because we go to the parking lot and Solo Sikoa has got his belt.
This
He's
is
in
hilarious.
the limo, and Jacob Fatu just jumps him and pulls him out the windows.
So
And he's like,
Solo's hanging out the window, and then Jacob doesn't know what to say during a fight, so he's like, "All gas,
"My God,
no
it's the
brakes.
best."
All gas, no brakes."
that's the
and I'm
best.
like, "Oh my God, imagine you just yell your catchphrase out while you're beating
I
somebody up
love
in the
it.
parking lot." It is hilarious.
It was so great. He's like, pumping gas, taking brakes. It was great. I loved it. Like, legitimately, this is my favorite
I
part
know
of
it was the
SmackDown.
funniest and best part of SmackDown, and then the rest of the show doesn't need to exist.
Yeah. And why is the security all in the parking lot? Is that why security never does anything in the ring, because they're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
immediately they're out there, and I'm like, you guys never break up stuff this fast inside.
Yes.
Cody comes down Sans crown, but then I realize he's carrying it. So
Yeah.
how long before he just throws it in the garbage? Every year,
I think
somebody,
it's gone after this week.
yeah, every who was the only person like kept it around? Macho King, he rode that gimmick.
Booker. It was Booker.
King Booker, yeah.
Yep.
Most people are like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Mhm.
Burger King crowns last longer than King of the Ring crowns. And Cody's like, hey, everybody, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk about leukemia. And he's like, hey, there's a kid with leukemia somewhere out there. And I'm like, wow. And I was going to do the gimmick anyway, when I ask you what the cheapest thing on shop is. Hey, guess whose merch is all gone? Connor's merch is all gone. Looking for a new Connor.
Oh,
Just
no.
saying.
When this happened, I thought we were watching a house show.
Don't they have a camera of the kid up there, or did he look so bad?
The
that you
kid's
wanted to
name
show
was
it?
Camera.
Hey, camera. So yeah, he's
Actually,
gonna get
not
friendship bracelets and stuff on there.
Yes.
Why would you show him? Don't tell me. Show
Because this wasn't supposed to be part of it, and Cody does whatever he wants.
And what if that kid with leukemia goes and commits a crime tomorrow? Then you can't.
What if he stars in a movie, Leukemia Skywalker? That's not funny.
By the way, what is the cheapest thing on clearance? You know what it is.
Nikki Cross with superhero.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many did they make?
Oh, warehouse full.
Remember when Jeff Jarrett's guitars were on there forever?
Yes.
That made sense because Jeff Jarrett is like, yeah, you better do about a 2 billion of them because they're gonna sell. Give me my cut right now. That made sense because he is the ultimate carny. But she's not doing something like. How many of these masks? can
Remember
there
when?
be?
Remember when Jeff Jarrett was going to win gold in AEW, and then he went, "I'm just going to go resurrect Acclaim, video game." Remember that?
How's that going? How is what?
There's not
what is
been
going-
one word. Not one word.
What is going to make more money, the acclaimed Jeff Jarrett thing or Hulk Hogan's Real Guys Wrestling?
Oh my God. I think the Acclaim thing, because at worst they'll pump out one mobile game and it'll be terrible, but they'll make a little bit of money.
What was Acclaim's biggest game that they still have the rights to?
I don't know what they still have the rights to. I'm not sure.
I don't think anything. The word Acclaim. They could do a game about the Acclaim from AEW, but they don't exist anymore. So Cody talks about Orton, which makes Orton comes down. Orton says, I would have beat you, but I hesitated. I'm dumb. I shouldn't have done that. And he says, but I don't care. Just promise me you'll kick John Cena's butt. But then Drew comes out, and he's got a shirt that says bored at work, which I think is funny.
It's very funny. If you remember.
Can you buy that?
Yeah, of course. If you remember.
Oh, they have it up?
Yeah. If you remember when he was wrestling.
Okay, I'm going to, because you lied. See, okay, this is where you do.
What?
You totally lie. I don't
What?
know if it's really on WWE Shop. You gimmick me all the time. WWE Shop.
Okay, if I'm messing with you, but I'm not.
Yes. Oh, it is. But is it Tag Drew or what?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
keep
go
talking
look.
about something. I'm going.
Yeah, that was when he beat up Damian Priest and he took a selfie
Yeah.
and he tweeted bored at work while he was, yeah, that was good. It's funny.
It's got a little logo next to it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it's there.
$35.
I know, they're all $35. They're all $35 now. The only way to ever buy a shirt on shop is to wait for it to be on sale anymore.
Yeah, now I got to hope Drew gets fired so I can buy that.
Well, okay, but tell everybody it's real because you just accused me of something.
No. Okay, I don't know when you're playing, or when it's real. But yeah, it's real. Oh my God, do you know who is shown at the top of WWE Shop?
Probably
Picture, like the entire page is him.
Sam Punk.
Goldberg.
Oh,
Saturday
yeah. Well, they want to
night's
sell
main
that
event merch.
this week. They want to sell as much merch as possible.
Oh, it's terrible. Although the Saturday Night Main Event shirt is kind of cool.
Okay,
It says Atlanta.
tell me who the number 2 merch seller is right now in WWE.
LA Knight.
I'm talking for the month of June.
Well,
LA Knight's a good guess, but no, that's not it.
Okay, well, Jay Uso's ya or whatever.
That's
says.
number 1. What's 2? Let me just say.
Ask me, it's got to be something.
Let me just say this: you could get 5 guesses and you won't get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to guess something weird.
Okay.
America Grande.
No, but that's a good guess.
Who? Just a generic WWE T-shirt.
No.
Who would I be surprised?
Yeah, it's a person.
John Cena. Really surprised.
No, but that wouldn't be
heel.
that wouldn't be surprising in this last year.
Seth Rollins.
That
I'm trying
wouldn't-
to think people who are heels.
Those
who
would
are
not be,
selling
but those
merch.
aren't surprising though.
A heel selling merch.
You have one more guess. But you're right to say heels. You're right.
Oh, okay. It's not Nikki Bella. I'm not going to guess that.
No.
Alexa Bliss.
The answer is Karrion Kross.
I don't care. Can you hear her now? Oh, can you not hear Alexa when she talks to me now?
No, now I heard her.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. No, really?
Yes.
Well, I have a surprise for you on Raw because I saw something you didn't on Raw. So.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm all for fans making their voice heard, but it feels weird.
It does feel weird.
It doesn't feel like the normal fans. It almost feels like the fans are like, we don't really like things and we just want to complain. That's what it feels like. And I like Karrion Kross. I would push him to the moon, but yeah.
Well,
yeah, so we'll
see.
Oh, so Drew comes out. Remember what we were talking about? Because I don't. Drew comes out and he's like, oh, you two are like, you hang up. No, you hang up. You're, And he's like, I'm the alpha. I don't hope them doesn't catch on. And then he comes in, he talks, and Randy RKO's him out of nowhere. And then Randy looks confused.
Yeah.
Because Randy has a hard time acting.
I think that's just his face.
Okay. Well, usually it looks, if he grows a beard, it looks like a monkey. So that's good.
That's true.
Earlier today, Charlotte's backstage and she says, hey, GM Nick. She says, I should get gold. He's like, why? And he's like, but I will tell you this. You can be in a #1 tag team match, multi-tag team.
He said this. You can be in a number one contender match with multiple teams to get to you to another match with multiple teams. And it's like,
Convoluted.
what?
But you have to be in it with the Alexa Bliss because she set this all up. And Alexa just happens to be there. And so many people groundhog pop up in wrestling this week. She pops up, which for her, it's legitimate. She could be there like next to you. For
Sure,
like
she's
15
small.
minutes.
Yes.
And you're like, whoa, what are you doing there? Hold on.
She's tiny. Yeah.
And Charlotte says, I'm not happy about this. I should be. And this was pretty good. Alexa's like, listen, you haven't been relevant in like what? How long?
Oh.
This is the only thing you're getting. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. I like
It's
that's a little
accurate.
truth. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that was cool. So Drew, okay, yeah, I'm going to ask you this off air, but I don't hear. When they brought Alexa back, I know it was kind of last minute.
Oh, it was the day.
Really,
it was the day, like within. It was like 48 hours before. It was right before. So
they had nothing planned, right?
correct.
Like this is all on the fly.
They had all these ideas for her plus the Wyatts. They've never executed a single one of them. If you remember, they were teasing it before she left again. When she came back, before she left for a minute and then came back, they were, every time she was around, they would play the Wyatt like little secret clips and stuff. Yep, they've given up completely.
What it like? But now it's just, oh, we know that people love tag teams that don't get along.
Yeah, that's all it is.
What a default thing. I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's over, so yeah, that's great.
Good.
I mean, they're legitimate. Yeah. Come back, and Drew's back there, and he's talking to the GM. He's like, "Hey, Nick, I want Randy Orton." Randy Orton went home. What a
job! You just walk in, you talk for a minute, do one wrestling move, and go home.
That's just
Whoa.
like, yeah.
That's
Get
so
that
cool.
job, take it.
Yeah, do it.
And he says, "Yeah, but I'll give you a match on Saturday night's main event because we have to fill it up. That is the only reason." Poor Drew. Why did Drew come back for this?
This Saturday night's main event is all about Goldberg. These other matches, I don't care about one bit.
But I really think Drew can win because we have to show Orton turning heel, right?
I think so. He gets frustrated and loses. Yes.
So at least Drew will win. But boy, talk about booking ahead. Drew starts leaving. There's Jacob Fatu for
Oh my
some
God.
reason. Wouldn't you make, like, after what he did, wouldn't you make him go home?
Yes.
He's there. So they just stare at each other. And then Fatu walks up to Nick and Nick says, "You can't do that." And I'm like, okay, well, that means you're going to send him home, right? Yeah. No, he says, "But I will tell you, if you can find a tag partner,
What?
you can be in the main event against Solo and whoever he picks, I guess. I don't even know if that was an option."
Okay.
And then, oh my God, Jey Uso pops up again like a groundhog. He's like, "I got to do something, man. My brother's so over." And
Wait, you mean Jimmy?
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah. Did I say Jay?
Yeah.
Jimmy pops in. And then Fatu's like, "Man, fit in where you sit in." And I don't know, whatever.
Okay, but
So
what did
that's
Jim?
the
What did Jim? This was hinging on him. Very important. What did Jim say?
He said, "Looks like you need help."
And then
And then he's like, "Ba, fit in."
before Jacob said "baka baka ba," what did Jim say?
I don't remember.
He said "yeet."
Did he?
Yes.
That's almost sad.
It's really sad. He's like, "Man, if I would only said it first, I gotta keep saying it. Maybe I can kill my own brother and just take his place."
And you can't even do that. We've done that so many times. You can't even do that. Okay, there's some weird multi-women's tag match, and I guess you get in another match where you can get in a match.
It's a 3-way to get in a 4-way.
Secret Hervis versus Meechin and Beef.
Oh,
Remember when Meechin was Jade and she could wrestle?
I do.
Charlotte and Alexa Bliss are the other. Alexa entrance gets more cheers. I like this is using like something that happens naturally to be in a storyline because Charlotte was like, "Look at me," and they're like, and then Alexa comes out and they're like, "Yay!" So that fits a story. So far, this is a on the back.
What?
This is a my back hurts. This is a on the fly storyline.
Yeah.
But this makes sense. It's okay. So I'm like, okay, this will be a good storyline going forward. Let's find out. Charlotte does a spear on Piper, and then she's like, "Oh, I will pat you on the head, Alexa Bliss." Alexa Bliss isn't holding the tag rope, but somehow that still counts as a tag.
Yes.
And then Twisted Bliss, Alexa wins the match for them.
Yeah.
Oh, she won the match. Oh, we have so much more story to tell or whatever. But then Charlotte hugs her and then gives her shoving buddies.
Okay, but she hugs her in just a second of like, oh my God, I might win gold. You might be my friend. Oh wait, F you. That was fine.
No, it was shoving buddies. It wasn't F you. I didn't like it, but whatever.
I think it was fine.
Listen, why worry about where Charlotte is in the rankings when Alexa Bliss has so much heat? Like, somebody has heat and their heating, I don't want to go into thermodynamics, but their heat is being leached off on
Yes,
on
that is what's
Charlotte.
happening.
Like,
yes.
so Nick's in the back. Boy, he's busy tonight. Busy doing what he does every week. He yells at the tag division. This tag, how can you have a tag division with so many good tag teams?
So much talent. So much talent here, and so boring.
I don't have any problem with any of these tag teams. You know what they did? They made them an amalgamation of all three Stooges, and then you're like literally, they should have a T-shirt that says "Tag Division." It's just all them, and it will get so much worse later. I wrote, how will we make this work? Okay, here's what I wrote in my notes. How can they make a tag division full of good tag teams even more boring and weak? We will find out later.
Yeah.
And they tease her. He makes a match right now. Andrade and Rey Fenix, not a tag team, against Axiom. Oh, that new hot tag team that's so good and everybody likes.
First of all faces wrestling each other. Second, now you got to job somebody out. What are we doing?
We'll find out. And then he's like, "Oh, guess what? Because you all have to be some weird group of people." He says, "You're all going to pick one member, and those people will face the Wyatt Six."
Oh, for sure this team of 4 tag teams with one guy from each will definitely be able to get along and beat the Wyatts.
And then Johnny Gargano actually tries to chant, not for his team, not for him,
no,
but SmackDown Tag Division. They are like a group.
They're the same guys. Yes. Oh my God.
The entire tag division is a stable. I don't get this.
We need a draft, and we need it now.
Yeah. Hey, if you gave them a popular song, they would get over it.
That's it.
You know what? I realized this week, Too Cold Scorpio was 15 to 20 years ahead of his time.
That's true.
If he would have had that Too Cold Scorpio, he would be like a 7-time world champion.
Yeah. Well, you know who would have been? You know who would have been? Brodus Clay.
Oh yeah, because when he was around, people were like, "Oh, the crowd loves this. What a great thing to do for like a mid-card person."
Yep.
But no, now world title, top of the line, top of the card people are nothing but chanting songs.
Jey Uso and Seth Rollins were talking to you.
Remember Too Cold? Remember his gimmick was he would drive around in a limo full of prostitutes to find kids who were doing drugs. And he'd be like, "Don't do drugs." And the kids would be like, he'd be like, "If you don't do drugs, you can have a limo full of prostitutes."
And the kids were like, "I won't."
I won't. Which, yeah, I would have never started drinking. And then he's like, I miss these old promos. He'd be like, the kids would be like, he'd be like, "Why are you not in school?" And they'd be like, "Oh, we're skipping school because we're cool." And he's like, "School is cool." He goes, "I'm going to take you to school." And they'd be like in the limo with the prostitutes. And he's like, no, we're gonna strut to school, and they were like too cold, and these kids would like strut 2 miles to school, and they show outside the school, they all sweat. So this guy shows up, Too Cold Scorpio shows up with prostitutes and these kids, like some kind of weird like pimp truant officer.
Oh.
And he's like Too Cold Scorpio, and he's marching. And what's the principal gonna say? Like, thank you, Too Cold Scorpio.
I don't know.
God, I miss bad wrestling. Because, hey, if you think we're like talking about, man, back in the day it was so good. It
was horrible, but it was funny.
It was so bad.
It was amusing. It's so bad.
Too Cold Scorpio. Pimp truant officer.
Wow.
That was amazing. Wyatt Stinks versus Montez Fraud versus Chris Lehman versus Tony Gargano versus Barfo.
Why did it have these names?
I thought I was being funny. I was drunk and
It's
I don't
terrible.
Understand. The Wyatt Stinks is pretty good.
But Barfo?
Yeah, they get worse as they go along. Anyway, you don't care who. I did like this, I guess, because I like callbacks. Johnny Gargano is like, "Hey, Loomis, you remember I'm your friend," and he's like, "I don't even know." Loomis is like, "I don't even remember how to wrestle. I don't even know what's going on." Remember when all the people in the Wyatt Six could wrestle, and they put them together, and they're all like, "We don't know how to wrestle anymore."
Well, no, Joe Gacy is really good, but Rowan and Loomis are like, I don't know, and Bo is like, I forgot how to wrestle.
Have I not been a Dexter Loomis? Like,
I know.
Day one I saw him.
Well, Sam Shaw, he was incredible.
Yes. What happened to his wrestling?
He forgot everything.
Rogues. No, I don't know what's going on. Gargano says, I didn't say that. I like legitimately, I know nothing, but I'm like, I don't understand any way that you used to be good at wrestling and character, and now you're in a match. Remember that tag match from, was it last week or the
few weeks in a row? He botched it up.
It was so terrible.
Yeah.
Gargano's like, I'm not going to tag in. I'm scared of Rowan. He had a hammer at one time. I think maybe he still does.
He does.
He can do the Rubik's Cube really quick. Stick with that gimmick. I would have loved him to be the smartest man in the world.
I know.
And be a giant, like, weird guy. A choke slam going Sabian. And you know what? You know what tells me
it was a claw slam. There was no choking.
Whatever. What tells me this is terrible booking is I'm like, any person on the face side could have taken the pin and not had, that wouldn't have hurt them at all because they just don't matter. An entire group of, 4 people times 2, 8 people that don't matter. Any one of them could have taken a pin. It doesn't matter because they're all just one big
and also,
blob of.
I know, but also, this is Road Dogg booking all this. I don't think he knows what he's doing anymore. I don't know if he ever did, but this is just not interesting.
I question how many times it's like that thing where you never appreciate things that go right. You never know, you never get like when you fly, you don't appreciate the air traffic controllers when they're doing their job. But if one is bad, you're like, how do you have this job? How do you not? Yeah. And there's so many bookers and agents and everything in wrestling that do things right. You're like, of course they're doing it right. They've done it their entire life. They understand. When they get it wrong, you're like, how do you not see this?
Yeah.
Gagagulia, say the name.
Julia
wants some competition. She's like, who's going to fight me? Because I'm flaming and my flames are flames, but they're not flames of fire. They're flames of madness, and they're blue also. And I have 12 other things I'm talking about. Who wrote this?
I don't know, lazy people, because it's like she basically said, I'm the champion and there's no one to go against.
No, and she's cool and you could sell this. Don't tell me blue flames at Mina. Just show me her doing something cool. That's all I need. Because she's over. She has a great look. She's good in the ring. She's whatever. Just show me something. Don't tell me you're talking like blue flames mean this. And it felt like something out of like Elder Scrolls. It's like, oh, the blue flame means this. But, oh, God. I know it's only 2 hours.
I know, but each segment is painful in a different way.
Tiffy talk.
She's so
Those
bad.
two words should never
I know.
go together.
I know. Bad.
She gets to announce her opponent because what is the reason for that? We've seen Nick out in back just throwing around things, being in charge. But Tiffy is like, just pick someone. I don't know. Also, Tiffany is 72% boots in this promo. Wow, those boots.
Yeah.
Not only are they like up to her thighs, but they're like 8 times bigger. She looks like Mario's feet. I don't know. Is Mario's
Yes.
feet big? I just made that up. Okay. Yeah, okay. Jade comes out. You know what's wrong with Jade? It's not that she's not that great a wrestler. It's not that she can't talk. Her song, if she had a popular song, she would be so over. If you could be like eating it or something.
I know.
And I'm so confused because WWE has so many shows. I'm like, Tiffany's talking about giving a shot, but doesn't Jade have a shot? And I'm like, what is going on? And
Yes.
I'm like, oh wait, there's an evolution, but not everyone has to defend an evolution. I don't know what's going on here.
It's dumb.
Trish Stratus comes out. I'm like, what?
What?
And I'm like, wait, okay, this
Which I
makes
already
sense.
knew, but still, what? Okay.
But yeah, I'm like, this makes sense. We're in Canada. No, we're not. But then I'm like, makes sense because I remember that Trish helped out Tiffy when she turned face. So this is kind of to
Yes.
cement Tiffy being face. I don't know. It's just so much boring talk, and all Tiffy knows, and this is terrible.
I know.
She is like Daddy Magic. She doesn't know
I know that.
storylines. You fed her a line.
know.
She's like, I don't know what the story is. I have to say Tiffy time. Or I have to say
Yep.
this. So Trish is like, I helped you out. And the story should be like, I appreciate you helping me so much that I'm going to give you a title shot. Because no, Tiffy has to just say, it's Tiffy time all over.
She's
time,
awful.
Tiffy.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yep.
Solo Sikoa and the bloodline question marks are in the back.
Here we
And
go.
then he's like,
This is for you, Larry.
look, it's Tala Tonga. He's super Tala. And he says, this is nothing like the bloodline. I'm like, okay, so you're not the bloodline.
Okay.
But you still have the Faluka Luka, right? Or does he? Where did the Falalala go?
Fluka Luka? Do you mean Tama Tonga?
No, the necklace, the Falala.
Ulafala's Roman Reigns won it.
But
January Netflix, the first episode of Netflix, he won it back.
then he could just go home? Like, it's like, is it like the thing where like the ruby slippers, he got to go home?
Yes.
So he's like, me and JC. Oh God, JC, I feel so bad for you.
I do too.
And I wrote that because I'm like, he's taking the pin. Oh my God, is he taking
Of course he is.
He says he doesn't. And then Uso and Fatu, they'll fight them tonight. And he says, my family's complete. This is really my is this the group? Are they
Okay.
called the family?
Okay. Let's rewind. The day that Tama Tonga showed up on SmackDown, he said, this is my MFT. And it was supposed to mean Mother Effing Tongan. Okay. They've remembered that they used to do that. So they're calling them, instead of the New Bloodline, now the group's name is officially MFT, not Mother Effing Tongans. Are you ready for what it means?
My family true.
My family tree. But
oh my God.
but he
worse.
calls
It's
it.
not his whole family.
Oh, it's
tree.
horrible. And he calls it my family tree. So he emphasizes the wrong word, but still, we went from Mother Effing Tongan to we're supposed to think it means my family tree. So they are no longer the New Bloodline. They are my family tree.
Solo is poison.
It's bad. And I love these guys, but oh my God, that's stupid.
Speaking of poison, and oh my God, I know I sent it's only 2 hours later. Only 2 hours. Jade Cargill. Shit, oh my God. So WCW called AEW and they're like, can we borrow that WCW salt for a second?
That's it. That's
Jade
it.
Jade Cargill. She's walking. She's like, oh, Trish Stratus. She goes. Jade Cargill strokes her chin. She doesn't, but still. She goes, I see you have a title match at Evolution. You were in the ring. You were in the ring when they said that.
I know.
What? What are you doing?
I know this was so backwards, like as if they shot it out of order. Didn't
It's
work
so
at all.
Stupid.
Yep.
Oh. And then she's like, "Yes, I do." And then they look at each other, and she's like, "I'll be leaving now." She leaves. And Naomi.
This was
groundhogs
awesome.
Up with that. Naomi groundhogs up with a briefcase. And listen, it's like that thing where something is dumb and annoying twice, and on the third time you're like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious," because she's like some crazy person. She hits Jade with the briefcase. She's like, "Ha ha 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 ha! Caution! You should be cautious. You are not cautious. You should proceed with
This
caution."
okay,
And I'm
so
like, it made me
the
laugh
two
so hard.
dumbest, best things on the show were Naomi attacking. They were both surprise attacks. It was Jacob and Naomi, and they both surprise attacked and yelled out their catchphrase.
Caution! If she would have pointed to the caution, see?
Yes.
Hey, it made me laugh. I don't care. Then she leaves, and Jane Gibbs gets up, and she's like, and then Nick is there because I don't know why, and she's like, "I want Naomi yet again, please again." And he's like, and Nick is like, "Yeah, whatever. It fills up a card." Whatever.
Yep.
Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus Fraxium, and I'm like, why are we doing this?
And guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to pin somebody that shouldn't be pinned in this match.
Yeah, but okay, that's fine, Joe. For what reason?
No reason.
No.
If this was a number one contenders match, then somebody gets pinned, it's perfectly fine. When this is for nothing and you have to job out one of these guys, why are you doing that? There's no reason to do that.
And is Andrade and Ray Phoenix going to take the titles off of Wyatt Six?
Oh,
I don't.
not only do I not know, but why is this what Phoenix is doing with his career?
Because they're like, wait, let's push Hispanic. I guess it's Penta. What? You have two shows. They like to mirror on shows. Why are they not pushing Ray Phoenix like they're pushing Penta?
Because he's smaller, you see.
This is a dumb segment. Damian Priest is in the back. He's like, I'm used to be a world champion. And then Aleister Black.
Wait, did you say who won?
No, okay, you're right. It does matter this time. Ray Phoenix and Andrade won.
So
isn't Fraxium the hot new thing?
Yes, Andrade in a team that's not even a real team just clean pins Fraser. Here's the problem with that. If he pinned him with a double team move they made up, that's how you do tag team wrestling. When he pins him with a singles move, it's like, wow, are Fraxium junk all of a sudden? He used the single person move.
They're lumped in this stable of tag team wrestling.
I'm not saying Fraxium has to be undefeated and be champions. I'm not saying that at all. But there are teams that could go against other teams where, oh, I could see this, Andrade could pin that one guy because he's just junky. This is not the guy to pin. This was stupid.
Okay, you introduced Motor City Machine Guns as the next big thing and immediately came to Fraxium. And they're all just it's such a weird thing with.
Oh, I know.
This is also dumb. Poor Damian Priest. Damian Priest was he's in the back and he's like, yeah, I suck. And Aleister Black is back there and he's like, why does Damian care so much about R-Truth? And why is R-Truth not here? And why is this what we're doing with R-Truth?
I don't know.
Priest says, hey, you're picking on that R-Truth who has got a different name now, but I don't. And Black says, oh, you're trying to be a bad guy, but you're a face guy. And Damian Priest says, no, I'm not a face because people don't like faces. And then Damian Priest says, hey, R-Truth's gonna beat you. What was this?
This was dumb. So I don't think I've said the word dumb so much than watching the SmackDown, in a while. It's I don't think
said it would take.
I know.
I don't think it would take one show.
I know. It's basically one.
Yeah.
Road Dogg. I don't think he knows what he's doing. He was given the show on a silver platter, and they said back to 2 hours. You can do magic with this, and he's like, okay, let me think. I'm gonna pin Nathan Fraser. I'm gonna have Tiffany go out there and talk Wait, these are not people's strengths. Stop it. I'm gonna have the Dexter Loomis wrestle. No, don't do that. I'm gonna have let's see, Drew McIntyre's gonna go out there and talk about how the two people in the ring are that Cody and Randy are engaged or something. Like, and then I'm gonna make a pointless tag team match for the main event. What?
Let's say you were in charge and you'd been booking 3-hour SmackDowns, and they're like, hey, dude, just peel it back to 2 hours. Wouldn't you be so excited about
I'd be
how you
like,
make-
I'm going to write you the best 2 hours I can for the first 2 hour show.
Oh, exactly. You'd be like, and everybody will say, oh my God, it went to 2 hours and it's all good. And I will watch this every week for 2 hours of straight entertainment.
Okay. Hamna Muhammad
Outside,
said in the chat, if you're not here, it's youtube.com/smartwrestlingfan. He said in the chat, like Road Dog would say, next up, CJ Perry is going to dance. It's Lana, Larry. Lana.
okay, I would,
forgot.
no, I know, but I would enjoy that.
But the
Not
point
for that
is,
reason.
let's not go to anyone's strengths here. Let's not do it this week.
And I know it's not like a reboot, but it should be.
It should be.
Like, there were people who were like, oh, SmackDown's only 2 hours. Maybe I'll watch.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. This is the main event. Oh my God. So okay, they got everything else kind of wrong, but certainly this main event will be fine. Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo and Solo Sikoa. And I was so sure. I'm like, oh my God, JC Mateo sucks to be him, but we'll see.
Well, okay, but hold on. Jim gets pinned by everybody, so it could have been Jim.
Yes. No, because I thought when Fatu lost that U.S. title, who was moving on, is he just going to win it again?
That was the whole idea the whole time.
It means nothing. I don't. So Fatu headbutts Solo into a coma. I don't know how you take that many headbutts. He does that. What is that face plant DDT he does?
It's an implant DDT. That's the
And then is that what's her face's move?
that's the no, that's the Impaler. That's Edge's move.
Okay, and then
Wait, who were you thinking of? The woman. Who is it?
The really good big girl that I don't know what happened to her, but
There's a really good big girl that Tamina?
there's a lot of really good big girls, believe me. Kong, you just want me to say
You mean Karma?
big girl with dreads.
Karma.
No.
Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong.
That's Karma.
Well, I don't know if I don't believe in
That's the same person. But anyway, I don't remember
Karma
she
is that often described.
I don't know,
as,
maybe
like,
she did that.
getting
I
what
just
you
don't
give.
remember. But the point is, it's Edge's
Actually,
move. Yes.
In Buddhism, karma is not really like, oh, when you do something bad, something come back. It's just a buildup of actions.
I know what it is because I watched Homicide: Life in the City. Is
Oh
that
my
what it's
God,
called?
are you kidding me?
What?
Did they do that? Did they really do that in
Yeah.
Homicide? I don't know. No. I'm trying to give you a real lesson in Buddhism, and you're like, Homicide in the City. Yeah, Moonsault.
Have you seen Homicide? Have you seen The Wire? Have you seen good television ever?
No. I
You
haven't
should.
watched, like, legitimately, I really want to watch The Guy I Look Like. I really want to watch that show. But I haven't. What is it called?
Breaking Bad.
Yes, Breaking Bad. Thank you. Okay.
You and Waffle House the person sit around and watch so much crap. How did you not watch Breaking
It's
Bad
true.
and Severance already? How have you not?
Okay, but you did well between you and Waffle House. We did start watching Bob's Burgers, so I do.
Well, that show's
like to listen
awesome.
to what you're
But
saying.
the point
it's
is,
amazing.
that show is awesome. But you don't need to see it all at once. You don't need to see. You don't need to quick see it before you get spoilers or whatever. But like Severance and Breaking Bad, what are you waiting for?
Is Severance done?
No, it's not done. It's only had 2 seasons. But the point is, it's short, and you should be able to watch that quickly. And I told you that, and Waffle House was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. We should watch that." And then you never watched it.
Yeah.
Do I have to text her every day?
Probably. Oh, what did we watch the other night? We watched something about, like, I think it was a shark. Oh, you got to watch, yeah, it's like a ghost shark.
You're watching like Ghost Shark instead of that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Listen, watching Ghost Shark or whatever you're talking about is fine. But why are you allergic to watching something really awesome that's like going to maybe change your life?
I would disagree with you, Norman, like with Severance, because like with Severance, like Oliver could show up next week and be like, "Oh, we've adopted Oliver."
Oh, sure, and it could suck. But the point is,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, it's not going to. But that's fine to think that. Yeah.
But when it comes to guy that
Breaking
sells
Bad,
drugs,
it's
when it
done,
comes to
and
Breaking
you already
Bad,
know
I
it's good.
It's done.
Yes.
And
Yes.
So I do take responsibility for not watching that because I definitely should.
Yeah.
Or like,
Wait. Hamna Muhammad says Idiocracy.
I swear to God, I swear on, what do I love? I swear on myself. May I never get a bigger muscle in my life. I swear that this week I told Waffle House we have to find Idiocracy and watch it, but not before because I think that would be amazing that like you and everybody else watched it before where we are now.
I know you're gonna watch it and go, "Oh yeah, this is like a documentary."
Yeah, it's like we're watching it from two sides.
I know.
Yeah, I really do want to watch it. She did look it up, and I don't think she found it. Might not be.
I'll tell you where it is. It was on Hulu the other day. Hold on, let me see if it left.
You know what movie I can't find? Better Off Dead. I have looked for that movie forever.
I haven't looked for it, so
I love.
Hold on. Oh my God, gross.
I don't think it is. I think it's because it deals with suicide, and everybody's like all crazy about that.
Okay.
Stuff.
Matt King Cole in the chat says Idiocracy is not that good. It's not about if it's good or bad. It's about how accurate it is. It's not a good, forget if it's good movie or bad movie. It's about how accurate it is to how it predicted the future, but it predicted a sooner future than we ever thought possible. If you watch it now, even if you say like, I watched it a long time ago and it wasn't that good. If you watch it now, you'll go, oh my God. Wow,
Yeah,
people are stupid.
But I've only watched it now. That's what I want. I want to see what you think versus what I think because I haven't watched it.
Okay, Idiocracy is streaming on Hulu. You have Hulu.
Okay.
Because you're watching Bob's Burgers.
I will watch it. I swear to God. Now I got to find something for you to watch. You watch Ghost Shark. Okay, Solo gets pinned. Oh my God. Has there been a worse leader of a stable?
When he jobs out, the leader's jobbing. That's bad.
Yeah.
But he's jobbing so that Jacob gets that title shot, so it's fine.
Yeah, so Jacob goes back to U.S. I understand. We have a full card of people, like high card people, main event people. Most of them shouldn't be there. Goldberg shouldn't be there. Cena shouldn't be there. It's just, can't build stars when you got a backlog of all these old people. What is LA Knight doing?
Larry, Better Off Dead is on Hulu. What are you guys?
Better Off Dead was not on Hulu when I looked for it. I swear to God.
Then you must have looked like 2 weeks ago.
It's a great dead. He's not the guy that killed it.
Real quick. What app do you use to figure out where stuff is? Waffle House app. So in other words, you're just, okay, how about this? Tell her to download. I'm going to have to text her. Tell her to download, because you're never going to do it. Download
She today said, why doesn't Joe text me? So yeah.
No, she didn't say that today.
When I took a nap, I'm like, I don't know. She goes, Joe just needs to text me so I can wake you up.
Okay,
but
there you go.
Started the show a half hour late, so I went down and worked out.
Well,
look, work out. Wait, I said word workout.
I wanted more people to be able to watch it on YouTube, so we were starting too early.
This is way better when I don't have that blur thing on. Look at that, Joe.
Okay.
That is a tried.
Oh my God. Okay, got it.
What are we doing here?
We're trying to finish SmackDown. Is it over?
No, because Fatu is going to put Solo through a table, but oh no, taller and not as tall come out, and they're like, we're turning the tables by putting you guys through tables.
For people that want to know, by the way, for people that want to know, use the Just Watch app. It's free. and you just look up the show and it'll tell you exactly where it is, if it's available free, if it's available via subscription, or if you have to rent it or buy it. It'll tell you all that. And it keeps up to date every day. So
What happened to Can I Stream It?
you can still use that,
anymore.
but I'm saying Just Watch is very accurate. I'm not
okay.
I'm not showing off my muscles like some kind of
Oh, you're
narcissist.
showing off your intellectual
No.
muscles. But,
Exactly.
okay. Well, that was SmackDown. I don't. Okay, you said I can give SmackDown a pass for 1 week. So what a good SmackDown.
No, it was just only good because it was 2 hours. It was not a good show. Not good.
So what are we doing now? Oh. Okay, this is
my God.
We're going to Raw, right?
No. We're doing a segment.
Uh,
What is that?
I mean, that's me being so excited.
Here's a new
this?
segment that's going to... Okay, if you think it's bad that other wrestling podcasts out there or other podcasts out there do reviews where they don't even watch the stuff, or they go, I watched 10% of it, and then they continue to talk about it all. If you think that's bad, our segment is called Why Bother? Why don't we just ask ChatGPT to tell us what happened?
Are you in love with AI? You have like an AI?
I'm
girlfriend?
just
Like, what's
curious about it. I'm curious about the things that's useful. It's the things that are useful, the things that are pointless, the things that are theft, the things that are legal, illegal.
Wait,
What?
spoiler, Joe. It's all theft. It's all theft.
Okay,
We're
spoiler, it's all
robbing
theft.
our
I know that.
minds to talk to
Of
ourselves.
course we are. But the point is this. I've been talking about it since it started years ago. If you listen to Smart Wrestling Fan more, there are episodes where I talk about it and how it just started out, how I learned to fool it, which people later called jailbreaking it. But I was doing that before they called it that. But the point is, I'm just very curious about technology. I always was. I've been playing video games since the 1970s. So I can tell you that I'm just curious about. I always had computers and I always had the latest whatever, and I'm just curious. So
Okay, I will tell you right now, I'm about 2 weeks away from throwing away my cell phone, so whatever.
that's fine, and that's
I don't know how we're
great.
gonna-
You know what? That would be awesome if you did that.
I
wish more people did that. Throw it right in the garbage. Put it on eBay, sell it, whatever.
Here, you talk to Waffle House on your new texting friendship with Waffle House, and you ask her what I complain about all the time. I am sick of this thing being attached to my hand. I hate it.
Yeah.
I have. You know when you watch like a sci-fi movie?
I
you're
know.
like, oh, no,
I know,
I've
and
been
it's like I wish
infected by
I
some
wish I could cut.
computer and-
I wish I could cut this off of my body or whatever. Well, guess what?
but no,
it's not really attached, so you can do it. In the future, it's going to be a chip inside you. Then you're going to go, I wish I could rip this out of my head. Right now, it's not. You can do it right now.
I totally agree. I hate it every day. I hate that phone.
I know. So, okay, my point is this. My point is, when we always talk about other shows that go, yeah, I didn't watch it, but, or like they have all these hosts, like million hosts, and one of them out of them watched it, and it's not interesting to hear one person talk about it when there's no banter at all. Well,
Or you could put a 24-hour like network of fake people talking about things they didn't see. Oh
yeah.
my God, I can't believe that's a thing.
that's a serious XM thing. That's real.
Yes.
They didn't
I
watch
listen-
it. They don't watch all the product, but they all, and also most of them work for WWE. So it's not even unbiased like podcasting. But anyway,
We were going off camera. We were going off about this. I looked into it. I found one person that is not somehow attached to WWE that has a show. Every single person on there is
I know.
somehow attached, whether they do pre-show
I know.
stuff, whether Legends contracts, whatever kind of crap.
I know. I wasn't
Why
kidding
do you
when I
wanna
said
listen
that.
to that?
You don't.
Why do you want to
Ew.
listen to that?
Okay. What is with this
can't find
background
it
again,
like
Larry?
this.
What are you doing? No, get that out of here. You can't.
Oh,
I mean,
boy,
I
our other listeners are loving
personally
it.
like it, but I don't think it's good for the show. It's not our. Anyway. Okay, so maybe it'll get.
Okay, I found something better.
If it gets us high, oh my God. If it gets us higher ratings, Larry, okay, whatever. That's fine. That one's fine. Okay, so what's my point? My point is this.
I don't
So
know.
we already have problems with shows that don't even watch this stuff. Now you'll be able to just do a wrestling podcast or run a dirt sheet or do whatever you want just with ChatGPT, and it'll take you 5 seconds. Here's what I type in. So I'm on ChatGPT. Here we go. So this is the part of the show where we tell you about what happened on Collision. So let's say we didn't watch it. Now we did. We both watched it. But let's say we didn't. What happened on AEW Collision on Saturday? Guess what? Here's what went down on AEW Collision's 100th episode, taped July 2nd and aired Saturday, July 5th from Toyota Arena, Ontario, California. So,
okay, first off, I have my notes, so it was actually Heart Minota, but whatever.
Laura's disappointing me right now in the chat because she just falls for this. Is this really how life works? This is why I can't do it. I'm quitting the show, everybody.
What background do you want?
I don't care about the back. Anyway.
I don't know what this one is. What is that?
Will you stop?
I don't know where that even came from. It's on my...
Okay. I asked ChatGPT to tell us what happened on Collision. We both watched it. Let's see if it's accurate. Okay?
Okay. You tell me, and I will follow along with my notes.
Okay. It says, story time with Adam Cole, number one contender setup. Adam Cole opened the show celebrating 100 episodes and professed he'll remain TNT champion through 2025. Kyle Fletcher interrupted, demanded a title shot, prompting Daniel Garcia to also stake his claim. Is that the toddler?
I don't know what she's doing.
Cole agreed. I think she's chewing on your hair. Cole agreed to make the match a number one contender. That didn't happen for a TNT title shot at All In Texas. So part of it is right and part of it is just made up because Cole wasn't the one that said that. It was actually Garcia. But still, the point is, you're going to get podcasts and dirt sheets that report this as news. Okay, remember, people used to do write-ups. They used to do, and some people still do. They write what happened in an article, and then they post it on a news website or wrestling website, whatever. Now, they're just going to use ChatGPT, and they're going to say things like, Adam Cole agreed to make their main event a number one contender match. He didn't say that. It wasn't him. It was Garcia. So the point is,
he wanted a three-way match.
The point is, AI is also going to get us to the point of you already don't know what's real, okay? But it's going to make it way worse before it could get better. Okay?
I agree. Okay, for what really happened, Kyle.
Let me tell you what really happened. Daniel Garcia came out and he goes, I'm a loser. I'm such a loser. And I'm like,
it was so amazing.
What? Why are you saying you're a loser? Your whole gimmick is that you're a big loser. And he's like, I'm not only a big loser, I'll put my life on the line or whatever on the main event. And I'll just I'll win and go on to All In to go against Adam Cole and then win the title, or I'm a big loser.
Yeah. And he's like,
what?
I am such a loser, but every time I lose, I get better. I'm like, you would be the best wrestler in the world right now if you got better every time. He understands nothing about wrestling. The only good thing about him is he surrounds himself with Daddy Magic, who is the worst professional wrestler in the history of professional wrestling. It's just but then I look at like Kyle Fletcher, and I'm like, you're being drugged down here.
Yeah.
Because Adam Cole
is being
drugged.
drugged.
98 pounds.
Yeah.
Now Adam Cole weighs 98 pounds, and Daniel Garcia is the second worst wrestler in the history of wrestling. I'm like, what is?
I don't know.
So let's give the title to Kyle Fletcher and move on.
That's the plan. Okay, so ChatGPT says Kevin Knight defeated Shelton Benjamin and Nick Wayne in a triple threat.
I missed something.
Okay, go ahead.
Tony Storm had a package here.
Okay, but that's just a video package. That doesn't count. Let me tell you, if I counted all the video packages on Raw, I'd only be talking about video packages. That Raw was ridiculously bloated with video packages.
But that's recap packages. This is like
not just recaps. It was like, here's a preview of Stephanie Vicaire that we know her already. Why are we seeing this?
This is Tony Storm saying something about it. It wasn't important, but yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But here's the thing. Kevin Knight defeats Shelton Benjamin and Nick Wayne in a triple threat. Number one, AEW, it's not called a triple threat, but that's nitpicking. That's a tiny piece of misinformation, whatever. Kevin Knight it says hit a flying UFO splash to pin Benjamin and gain a major victory. That's true. Okay, that part's real. So,
Yeah, except how many people are saying flying UFO? How many people know that move?
nobody.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. My point is, they got the finish right. They got the match right.
So
But
tell me about the
even on
story
Collision,
here,
though,
Joe.
even on Collision, was there any explanation of how this became within an hour became a triple threat instead of a three-way instead of a one-on-one match, which was advertised?
So remember when I said in Dynamite and I said, check this. Remember, he said, Shelton Benjamin, I want you in a
one-on-one match, he said. Yeah.
Why-
So much so that I went back. I watched Collision taped, so I paused Collision. I went on my phone. I went on Max, so I have two Maxes open, which is HBO Max now, but the icon hasn't changed.
Max squared.
Max Squared. So I go on, and I scrubbed to that part, and it was the They Live fight scene, like I said, with the glasses, put on these glasses. Yeah. It was so long, it took forever. But then Kevin Knight says, I want a one-on-one match, and I'm like, it wasn't like he went into business for himself. The commentator said, a one-on-one match on Collision. Why would that change within an hour?
But I totally understand. I can explain this to you. Finally,
okay.
I can like up.
Please.
Because what you want to do is you throw Nick Wayne in there, and then he pins.
Exactly, and now he's involved in the title shot at All In.
That was the story.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so simple, Joe. Oh, wait, that didn't happen.
No. So
I have no idea
what we're looking at now
or what we're talking
is
about.
to get, so to me, this is to get the titles off of the Hurt Syndicate. TK went, oh, I don't really want to pin them at all. I mean, you could pin Benjamin in a like not with Lashley in the ring. You could do that, but to pin Benjamin,
and it's also, is that the first time Shelton Benjamin has been pinned?
No, he was pinned when he first came in, like maybe 4 weeks in, I think by Swerve. So that's fine. 3 or 4 weeks in, he was pinned by Swerve. But remember on that match where Tony Schiavone wouldn't stop putting him over like he was the greatest wrestler of all time?
Yeah. Well, which is true because he's won so many matches, but
all the time.
I think he's wrestling in the single matches in place of Lashley.
Yes. So, okay. So this happens. And then here's what I think. We need a third team because we need Nick or Christian to get pinned, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who. Excuse me. So that Speedfire, Jet Speed, whatever they're called, can win the titles. That gets them off of the Hurt Syndicate. Now, after All In, you have Christian and Nick. Actually, it could be for Christian. Okay, either way, on Dynamite, whether Christian and Nick win the titles or they don't, if they win them, then they can change them. If they don't win them, Christian comes out and he says, I did something for you, Nick. I told you we'd be the first ever father-son champions in history in AEW. And so I know we didn't win them but I present to you, and he presents them the father and son intergenerational tag team titles they exist. They are real. These are fizzle titles that exist ready for a story. So if they win them, they could change the tag titles into that, but I'd rather have them lose and then Christian it's a made up title. That's better.
Yeah. And you know what? That gives us something fun to do in mid-card.
Very fun. Unfortunately, we all know that the only possible people they could go up against that could win it are Edge and Daniel Garcia. So that's kind of disappointing. But regardless, it's a fun story.
What if they get Mr. Kennedy and Hornswoggle? Wait, they were weirdly stepbrothers? How would...
Something like that. For at least a week, I think.
Okay, so what is AI saying about what happens next?
Oh, okay. AI says Mystical, Hologram, and Mark Briscoe defeated Rocky, Trent, and Hechicero. Is that right?
Nope. Nope, because Death Riders talked. And they're like...
Okay, this just has the matches. I'm sorry, you're right. It doesn't tell you the segments. Okay.
But that's like telling me...
I know what happened on there, and they only tell you half of it. I know.
So, yeah, they're like, hey, Death Rider's talking to us, and we won't talk to us. And then Claudio, this was funny. Claudio was like, okay, I'll talk to you. I'm sick of all these guys. The ops,
I don't like the ops. The ops are bad.
And then he talks in another language, and then he's like, those trio championships are mine. And Yuta's behind him, he just hasn't said anything, and he's like, they're mine too.
They're mine too. Okay, here's the thing. At All In, the ops, the trios champions, versus Claudio, Wheeler,
Yes, who?
Claudio, Wheeler, and who? Pac's not cleared. Oh my God, it's Hook.
Here?
Oh my God, it's Hook.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
He's not with them, but he's certainly against the ops because he wants to prove something that he should have been the tag team champion.
Oh, and then he throws a title and doesn't even care. Okay, that's a little bit too much, but I like that. But still, whatever.
Let's do that.
So what is AA saying about the trios match?
It says, in the trios match, Mystico used La Mystica for the win, which he did on Rocky. And it says...
Okay, again, I have to ask you these things. How long is Mystico going to be around?
That I don't know. He's not he's not signed with AEW, but...
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Because
we have to mention that they
the
did...
music thing is over.
Yes, because they played his song. They played his
the
real
music
song
thing
from
is getting
Mexico.
over.
And it's getting
And I'm
over.
like,
Did you hear what happened if you were at the taping?
no.
Mystico's song played over and over again, and he wouldn't leave the ring. He was just celebrating with the crowd, and they had to keep going
It's
with the show moving
amazing.
because the
If-
show
If
because
we could work this into a
I know
gimmick,
it's like what's it called? It's like Jushin Liger. It's like I must do my posing and whatever.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but this he would not leave apparently.
Oh, that's better.
And it's amazing that it wasn't a live show because if it was, wow. And it played so many times that TK had to come to give him the hook. Yeah, TK had to come out of the back to say, Mystico, thank you.
WCW has all these songs. This could be like, no one knows the words, but they know it's like,
Do you want me to?
like all the crowd does.
Do you want me to sing the song?
You know the words? You would.
I do know the words. What?
Okay.
How would I
I
not?
don't know it. It's like, no.
Now I have to turn the volume down because I'm not allowed to play this on the show. But,
Oh, I don't know the words.
well, it's all in Spanish, of course.
It's a very lovely song. It's like, me. What did she used to call me? Me. What is heart? Me.
Mi muero.
No.
That's the name of the song. I'm saying. Anyway, no, we're not going to sing a song right now. Okay. Let me tell you what the rest of ChatGPT says about the collision. It says MJ. Oh, you know what? It doesn't say that. No, it doesn't say that. I'm sorry. It says MJF and MVP's video aired teasing upcoming Casino Gauntlet tension. Did that happen?
MJF and MVP were backstage. Oh yeah, they're like you suck. You do food stamps and you're poor.
Okay. All right.
And maybe I will do a talkie talk with you.
Talkie talk. Okay.
Although I really like how there is this weird dynamic, and I don't know if it would play out, but there's this weird dynamic that MVP really likes MJF. What if that was the spinoff? That would be great. I like that.
That he doesn't need Lashley and. Wow.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Well, if MVP can get himself a title shot,
Yeah.
I could see that happening with MVP, or MJF.
Yeah, it's possible.
A lot of M's.
Yeah, it's possible. Max Caster does his whatever challenge, the 5-minute can you hang with me challenge, and the answer to the challenge is the returning for the third time from injury, Scorpio Sky. So every time he shows up, it seems that he gets injured right away. So I don't think he got injured in this match because it wasn't long enough. It was like a less than a minute match. But ChatGPT says Sky made a powerful return, answering Caster's best wrestler alive challenge and beating him with a TKO cutter. Okay, that's all fair. That's redundant, by the way, TKO cutter. But that's all fair. But what they didn't mention was that accompanied by Christopher Daniels and Top Flight. What?
Like walk to the back.
That was weird.
They like came out with him, yay, and they were like, okay, we're walking to the back.
That was weird.
That was it. And then Chris Daniels can never. Am I right? They can never tag again, ever, ever, ever.
It was no. It wasn't SoCal Uncensored or whatever. It was Kaz and Daniels can never tag again. It didn't say Scorpio Sky and Daniels.
Okay.
But Daniels' doctor says never wrestle again, so he's retired.
Yeah, but Kaz, like totally different.
Yeah. Okay. FTR beat the Outrunners. Now let me tell you something.
Before again, Chat GP won't tell you this. Yeah, when Max was out there, he's like, chant this, and they're like, they're bad, and he's like, you're bad. You should chant that this crowd sucks, and then they chant this crowd sucks.
Yeah.
And then, this is okay. This might be good storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It might be what you do, where you're looking for a story, but Max gets really sad, and he's like, listen, people, this is my livelihood here. What are you doing? And then later on, we see his old partner all sad. So maybe this may be building to something. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm. FTR beat the Outrunners, and that match was surprisingly good.
Why? Okay. I always complain about WWE stealing stories from us.
Yeah.
If you're going to do this, and you know you can do it like this.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting it here? Like,
I don't know.
This should have been a really big storyline.
You could have
built been at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you could have built this up to All In, made the Outrunners into something that you believed could beat FTR, and then have them lose.
Because this match was so much fun.
Yep, it was very good, and they stole the finisher. They used the Shatter Machine. It was really good.
This collision was not bad. Like,
no, it was fine.
It had so many problems, but not bad.
No. Willow Nightingale beat Already in the Ring Viperous. I added the Already in the Ring part.
That's I like Viperous. Though.
There's nothing to say here because it was a squash.
I like Viperous.
But then...
didn't we have... Like, that was another squash and a 2-hour show. But whatever.
But then we had, before the main event, we had an 8-woman tag team match with 4 of them already in the ring.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We had Renee's in the back.
That's fine.
She's talking to Anthony, but I'm saying.
But I know Anthony Bowens is important. This is important. He's laying on he's sitting on the ground, all beat up.
They didn't even say it was last week after he got beat.
No.
But here's where they put the WCW salt. They like shake it all over because I remember Anthony Bowens saying that Billy Gunn was at home.
Yeah.
And he was getting a strategy. And then he's laying there and he's like, where was Billy Gunn? And Billy Gunn says, I thought you told me to stay home. He's like, I never told you that. And we're like, no one, like Daddy Magic wrote this. He's like agent. He's like, no one knows what they're saying. And then Billy Gunn says, you know what? There's some trouble here, but you're going to be a star in singles. And he's just trust me. And then they scissor. And I'm like,
that's it.
Oh my God. You just had a segment explaining everyone is confused about your storyline because it doesn't make sense. That really was what it was, but whatever.
I had in a flash earlier in the show, and I didn't say this, but I'm going to say it now. In a flash, I saw how to fix this.
Okay. No, I think
Can I tell you?
Are writing a storyline. Yeah, they're both really disgusted by being singles guys, and they go back to being tag guys.
You do a day in the life of. You do 2 segments. Okay?
Yeah.
This is so brilliant. I'm even impressing myself here. You do 2 segments. You use sad type piano music, but not too over melodramatic. You want some of it's happy, but
the just Incredible Hulk walking away music.
Not that sad. No. Dramatic. How about dramatic piano? But you start a day and the day they get out of bed. It's okay. So it's in the first one.
Split screen?
Not yet. That's the 3rd video.
Okay.
But you can. Okay, get this. So you show first. It's Anthony Bowens. He wakes up. He goes to the bathroom. He brushes his teeth. He does his things. He puts on his boots or his shoes. He gets on whatever transit he uses. He does his thing. But it goes through his day. He gets to the ring. They show part of a match. He loses his match. He goes home. He goes to his hotel. He sits down, and he's upset. And he says something like, "What happened? My life used to be something." Then the next week, you do that same segment with Max Caster. Yes.
But Bowens is going to lose that match that's coming up.
That's what I just said.
The contender match? No, but I'm saying that's the match you use.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you use it for there. But listen, then the next week, you show this same music and you do it, but it's a day in the life of Max Caster. He's the exact same. He does the same motions. He brushes teeth. It's to the point where you go, oh my God, that's identical, where you want to match the videos up. So you show them both, and he loses his match. And by the end of the day, whatever, the third week, you show them split screen and they say at the exact same time, "What happened to my life? I used to be better."
And Max Caster said, "This is my life."
You have them stand, but this one has the twist at the end. You have them both stand up from their hotel room or whatever. They both walk outside the hotel. They meet up and they say,
"Are they next door or across the hall?"
Yeah. And they meet up and they just look at each other and then it cuts to black. I thought of that in 1 second. I thought the whole thing through.
Oh, it's super fantastic. This is the thing that WWE never does. They never jump in like a superhero and save the tragedy.
No.
When something goes awry, they're like, "Oh, this effed up.
Yeah.
We're never gonna fix this." And I do believe they thought these two, and they could be singles, but why not have the most over tag team in the world?
They both realize this was a mistake.
Yeah. And you can go either way. They both realize a mistake.
Do you
love you. We're back together.
Realize
do you
realize
beat up Billy Gunn and be heels? I don't care.
Sure, but do you realize the pop they're going to get when they reform?
Yeah, why not? You took a chance. Listen, this is what I really hate about WWE. Sometimes they'll take a chance on a wrestler. It doesn't work out. It might not be the wrestler's fault. There's so many other things.
Yeah.
But they will kick somebody aside and be like, "Well, that didn't work out. Go."
Yeah.
But if that person has talent, which these two do in spades, shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I wish that's exactly what should happen, and I think it is. When he said, "Dude, this is my life," and and he said, "Yeah," when they showed Bowen sitting on the floor,
yes,
being sad, I'm like, "Okay, this is gonna work."
This all could lead to something incredible if they only had that finesse details person working for them. Hint, hint.
Improvers.
Wink, wink. Okay, so already in the ring, Athena, Tekla, Megan Bayne, and Julie Hart beat Thunder Rosa, Queen Aminata, Anna Jay, and Ty Mello. Really?
Yeah. Why am I watching Evolution where WWE's women division doesn't seem that strong? When AEW's women division seems there's so much good women.
I know.
So many women.
So many good women's.
Why are there so many good women here? Legitimate. What is her name? The one they always do. She wasn't even in this match. Penelope. Penelope Ford. Penelope.
Pelagon is her new name.
And Midnight Blue. What's her name? Yeah.
Sky
those
Blue.
Two.
Yeah.
Penelope. Not she's long.
Penelope.
For a while.
Penelope.
Yeah, but yeah, if I was WWE, I'd be like, "Hey, Sky Blue, come over here." Sky Blue is a star.
Yeah.
But legitimately, there was 8 women in this match, 2 women at ringside, all really good. All maybe not the best in the ring, but all a women's division that could be fantastic. And then I'm going to watch Evolution where they're digging out Bella and they're doing all this stuff.
Oh, but wait, where do we get to Raw and you hear about what Bella's doing? It's so good. And then the main event, was there a video package here or something?
Alex Windsor, which are like,
oh my God. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is important. They're like, "I'm Alex Windsor and I'm going to get everybody." Okay. Listen, she's married to Will Ospreay. I want her to be as good as Will Ospreay, but unfortunately being with Will Ospreay does not make you necessarily as good as Will Ospreay. She's fine as a wrestler. And I'm not saying she's bad in any way, but I'm saying, would she have gotten this job without Will Ospreay? I don't know that. I'm not saying she would.
Oh,
I don't want
totally say
people
yeah.
to be mad at
Look
me.
at the other people in the women's division. They are filling up the women's division
With good
all these
talent.
women who can be
Okay.
super talented.
Then that's fair. That's fair.
I'm so excited about the women's division in AW.
Well, it's wonderful
except
there. Yeah.
You just bring in somebody else who's like we just brought in Tekla. Oh, Tekla, she's a spider.
She's
gonna jump
already
out
in the
of
ring now with other people.
Yeah. And now we're on to somebody else. It's just, you have so many women talented. Whether they're talented because they're great wrestlers, whether they're talented because they look great, I don't care. That's wrestling. That's always been wrestling.
That's fair.
You're a big muscle guy, you're a big tall guy, whatever. But they have so much talent in the women's division. And yet we're getting... But I also understand, because what else do? You have
Right.
80 women here who are talented. You have to have these multi-man matches, women matches.
Yes.
Because they have to get on screen. They have to get out there. But I don't know.
Yeah.
If what are we talking about? Collision. If Collision turned into an all-women's show tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad.
Me too. I agree. I think that's a great outlet for it. I think that's a great place to do it. But, that's not what Warner, whatever,
Collision.
agreed to. But yes, Collision.
Collision every night.
Oh, okay. And then the main event, Kyle Fletcher beat Daniel Garcia. So Daniel Garcia is a big loser.
I can't.
Everything you just said wasn't, for some reason, didn't get picked up. What'd you say?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
That's all I said. I can't with Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
I just...
Yep. Me too.
It's the worst thing ever.
It's not good.
Except that and I listened. Every once in a while I will dip into, and I dipped into a podcast that I think is decent. And they're talking about, Daniel Garcia is so good. He's just, this is the
No, you could have said that a year ago. Not now.
Yeah, it's the Dolph Ziggler thing where we clung on to Dolph Ziggler for so long, and you're like, dude, it's done. It's done. Fire him.
What's that called? Sunk cost fallacy. What's it called?
Yeah. When you gamble, and you're like, I've gambled so much.
I might as well keep going.
Yeah. This is what we do in wrestling. You know what? Let's give Zack Ryder some credit. Fire these people, send them out there, and
let them do what they're going to do.
Yeah. Daniel Garcia, fire him. He's working at Taco Bell. I'm sorry. It's just... But you fire people who have talent.
I'll say it 100 times. Look at Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. Look at Drew.
Okay, look at Cody Rhodes.
Look at Cody. He was nobody. He was in face paint as a joke.
Yeah. You remember what you sent me one Christmas was like 40 Cody Rhodes Stardust masks? Because that merch was marked down to 15 cents or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works. You could say Cody Rhodes sucks as a wrestler, and you know what? Maybe he did. I liked him.
Do you still have those?
Oh, yeah. I have a plan for them.
Okay.
Oh, this is how we can... Okay, I got to go way too much into giving myself too much time here. Okay, my plan for them, Amber is the bartender at unnamed bar I go to because I want going... But I want to take them all in one day. And her husband is...
Right, and you want them all to be wearing them.
No, I want him to get her hey, come out to the dumpster for some reason. And then we all put them on like 30 people in a bar.
Oh my God.
And then we turn around and just look at her. And I know her and she will freak out. So
Didn't they do that to you and they all dressed like you or something?
No, that was my birthday. Everybody in the bar dressed like me. That was weird. But there was not Matt. Well, some of them were.
So
okay.
Ooh.
Are we done with Collision?
We're done with Collision, but I just wanted to say something else, but go ahead.
No. You say your thing because mine's better.
Oh, now I forgot. So forget it. No big deal.
See, mine was way better. Okay, this is what Waffle Ass wanted me to ask you because legitimately she stops me from doing a lot of things by she's all brakes, no gas. She's like, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, because you could be insane though otherwise.
But not bad. I don't. So she's like, ask Joe and the listeners because she's like, is this a bad thing to do? Because okay, here's and I just thought it up. You're like, can we start the show later? I'm like, sure. And I gave me time to go down to work out. Oh
yes.
Now I'm teasing people for it's huge muscle. But,
oh God.
But yeah, so I'm working out, and a song comes on, and I'm like, because Waffle House loves to go karaoke. She's not serious about it. She knows we all suck at singing, but it's a really fun thing.
I don't suck at
We'll
singing.
go there after darts. Yeah. Okay. Here's my gimmick, and she said I have to talk to you guys about whether this is a bad thing to do.
Okay. All right.
And I thought maybe we could do this as like a funding thing because, you're always like, how do we get people to send money? I need some supplies for this. So maybe if enough people
Okay.
donated, I would do this and film it. And then it could be our thing. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh, that's fine. But let me ask you an all serious question. And I'm going to have to text Waffle House every day to get you to do it. When are you going to send my...
Oh, no, this is funny. Because I only do things that are funny.
No, not that. When are you going to send my freaking action figures that I need?
But I have all these action figures, and I'm like, yeah, but every week I go to Walmart to see if I can find another one. If I send these, then I have another one to send.
But you haven't found any in months.
Oh, I've legitimately found some.
Well, then you're secretly finding them for me or something. But the point is...
I send you a picture. Every week, do I not send you a picture of what the wrestling figures I find in the store?
Yeah, but some of them are ones that, like, why would you buy them if I have them already? Okay.
I don't know if you have them. I don't have a checklist.
The point is,
okay.
All right, I need these to do my videos.
You haven't done these videos yet. I want to see
because I can't because you have some of the guys hostage.
Okay, I'll send them out.
It's a catch-22.
But anyway,
it is
my idea. And if people will donate, I don't know, you put some money on it. I'll do this.
Okay.
This is great. I love this.
Okay, go ahead, and then we'll come up with the amount.
Okay. So, Waffle House said if you guys don't think this is mean, she will film it, or she'll go along with us.
Oh, no.
Okay. We go to karaoke once. We're going to have to go to karaoke where nobody knows us.
Okay.
So we go in. She's Waffle House. I'm like bandaged up and makeuped up like a burn victim.
Okay, that was on The Office, but okay.
Was it? I have not seen
it. It is,
but
yes.
Yeah, okay. So, oh my God.
Dwight did this on The Office, but go ahead.
Really? Okay.
Not karaoke.
So
no.
Okay. I thought somebody already had this gimmick.
No.
So, okay.
He tried to get a job that way.
Okay, this is different. And
okay. Go ahead.
So we go into whatever place we're going for karaoke.
Sure.
We sit there for like a half hour or something. I have to drink my drink out of a straw, right? It's whatever. And of course, people are looking, but no one's looking because it's rude or whatever. So I put my name in for karaoke. Now I would put my name in as Bernie, but you were not going to do that because that's tipping, right? But I'm not going to tip my hand like that. But yeah.
So what about brat? Like bratwurst?
No. I'm not going to tip it like that because I want to keep this so serious.
All right, okay.
So I put my name up. They call it like the name, and I go up. This is so good. So I'm like a burn victim. I go up, and the song is "Around the World" by Daft Punk.
Okay.
And it's got like a 4-minute intro, so everybody's like,
right.
What the hell is going on? And then I pull that like cane modulator thing on your throat.
Oh my God.
And all I do is around the world.
Okay, that would be incredible. It's not mean. It's awesome.
Is it not me? Okay. She's like, I don't know if that's mean. I don't know if it's not mean.
Well, no, I think it's amazing.
The song is so long. And
I know, and it's just those same words over and over. I know the song. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And I'm like, I'm working out because you told me we were going to start it. I'm working. I'm like laughing the whole time because I'm like,
okay, someone.
And what are people in the crowd going to do? What do you do if you're in the crowd? You don't laugh because you don't
I think they're going to have. Oh, Matt says this is mean. Oh, okay.
See, that's what Waffle House wants to know. Is this mean or not? I mean, there's not a bar where like burn victims go, like called the Firehouse or something.
Okay, Humna Muhammad says, okay, hold on. But he says it's mean, but it is funny. And then Humna Muhammad says it's modern day Andy Kaufman gimmick. I love it. And that's what I think it is too.
Listen, no one has ever complimented
highest compliment
as much as saying Andy Kaufman.
Well, look at Larry. Look at the 500th episode of Smart Wrestling Fan and tell me that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're both. Listen, this is why we do the show. We're both on the same page. I just watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary. Cannot recommend it.
It's so good, but it's so sad, though.
It is so sad, but it's like legitimately let every
But-
young person right now watch that and be like, can we really let gay people just be gay? Like he hid behind a persona
It's really sad.
because
Yeah.
yeah, we won't get into
But
it, I
but the
love
point
that
is,
argument.
because he was already sick when he shot that stuff, he was
Oh my
self-aware,
God.
so he was able to get his message out. Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that is a great documentary. But yeah, back to this. It's so funny. It's like legitimate. And listen, I can dry do this. I will not break. But what are people doing during this? And I'm going to a bar where
And
people
she's
don't know
and
us.
she's gonna sit there and record this for us, right?
Oh yeah, secretly, yes.
So we'll get to watch this later.
Oh yes. I just
Okay,
pulled
listen.
out the K thing and it's like, I gotta buy. Can you buy those things?
On Amazon.
Lord. What are they called? Throat modulators?
Some kind of modulator, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, this is gonna be costly because we're gonna need to buy the supplies.
Oh my god. No, well, what does that cost? It's legitimately just
I don't know. Okay, the point is this:
I laughed the entire time I'm working out. I'm laughing and I
Okay.
can't stop.
we're gonna. Okay, if somebody donates, okay, we'll try to keep it low. How about that? Don't-
I really want to do it. So honestly,
Donate $117. That sounds way too low for this, but somebody could get this done. And we will post I can't believe I'm saying this. We'll post the video on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/smartwrestlingfan. Oh, we're doing this, aren't we?
we have become everything we hate.
Maybe this is the way to become millionaires, is to be there, do this.
Oh my god, yes, it's honestly gonna like when you do too long didn't watch thing. Well, no, that's not it. What is it?
Raw.
TLDR. Yeah, when you do TLR, that's like something that should get like over.
It should have been,
And
I
this
should have been,
stupid thing.
it should have been like 8 million hits per thing. Like more than people that watch Raw. Yes. But Discovery, there's no Discovery anymore. You can't find anything.
I think people assume nothing is original anymore. So yeah, but no, just I laughed the whole time. Is it breaking kayfabe of saying I can't? I would do this for free. Except
I know you
Waffle
would.
House will not sign on.
I know.
She's like, "Is this mean? Is this mean?" I'm like,
It's
don't
right on the
know.
line of mean, and that's why you think you need to do it.
What if I find like if one of our listeners is a burn victim? Can we do it?
Well, if they're offended, if they're a burn victim and they're not offended, then we're doing it.
I really,
We'll give it
I
one
think we're-
week. We'll give it 1 week to settle and see if somebody donates, and if we get emails complaining, then we'll know. Then we'll know.
And what? Okay, this is what's hilarious. There's some really young listeners being like, "I don't," and then they will call up "Around the World" by Daft Punk, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious."
Yeah, then
Because
they'll
the
know.
intro
If you know
is
the
so
song,
long.
that's the thing. If you know the song, you know why this is so good.
And this is why I love the fact they say to Andy Kaufman, because the intro is such a slow burn. It's such a like. So many people would be like, "What is going on here?" And
Hamna Mahama, that doesn't count. Hamna Mahama says I burnt my finger on a toaster, but I'm not offended. No, that doesn't. That's not how that works.
it's a digit. That's
Okay,
one digit.
we need to get to Raw. So
Okay, but oh my god, I laughed so much.
yes, it's good. Larry, you're gonna go today and send
I
those
would do it.
send those action figures out. By the way, today.
I would do it myself. Just I need Waffle House, and she won't do it unless somebody tells her it's not me.
You didn't even
Okay.
listen to what I said. Okay,
No, I will send them, but maybe I will find more. Like,
yeah, but you could say that forever, and then they'll never get them.
yeah, exactly.
That's mean. I need them if I want to do an action figure show.
Do the action figure show. I will send them, but yeah.
What? Oh wait, you're saying if I make one episode, then you'll do it?
Yes.
All done. Okay.
Okay,
Raw,
definitely.
Raw live from Providence, Rhode Island. This crowd was weird. Because at
Oh,
first
you
they're
mean the
so
fact that they-
loud.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that they wanted to kill Sami Zayn, and I'm like,
Oh, they will. We'll talk about that. They do want him dead.
what are you?
They're
what is
very
going on with wrestling fans
bloodthirsty,
now?
angry people. They're just
Wrestling fans are weird.
they're like, it's hilarious to see the big favorite guy get beat up.
oh, there's that evil guy. I love to sing his song.
Yep.
I don't understand
It's all backwards.
Wrestling fans anymore.
Cole says this to open the show. there is a major weekend coming to Atlanta. Okay, first of all,
Well,
Atlanta always has the weekend like everybody else. Okay? Second of all, no. And first of all, no. And third of all, no. Really a major
not all
weekend.
those shows are in Atlanta. Are all those shows in Atlanta?
Those three, yeah.
Where's NXT?
Atlanta.
Is it?
I
Okay.
thought they were all like close together in case you wanted to buy tickets for all three.
Okay, well maybe, but why? This is just because of Goldberg?
Yes, it is. It's sad.
I
Okay.
I don't think people in Atlanta like Goldberg. I really don't.
They do. They do though.
He's not from there.
But that's his adopted home though, so
Oh yeah, because somebody pushed him over.
I know.
Yeah, I guess if Kalamazoo made me a
I know.
billionaire, I'd be like, yeah, I love Kalamazoo.
here's who's walking to horrible music. My God, this Raw and SmackDown music is like auto-tune garbage music. This is like, I don't even, whatever. That's whatever. It's great. I mean, it's great music. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Penta, Judgment Day.
Well, no, Jey Uso was going in an elevator, wasn't he, or one of them?
I don't even know.
And Penta walked all funny,
He did.
so that's not just regular.
Same old Seth Rollins music. The crowd cheers and sings for Despicable Heels. What is happening?
I just like if you had confidence in this heel turn, would like to me it's like yeah, I'm not really confident it's over as a heel.
Yeah. They're like, oh, the music. The crowd only wants two things: to sing with the music and chant for tables. Like that's all the crowd cares about anymore. So okay, that's fine, whatever. But they're paying record prices to do so.
We are so starved. I think it's two things. Number one, we're so starved for anything that seems unique. Like, I was there live. Yeah, it was still crappy. I was still there live. And also, I think there's this legitimate, I'm going to spend my money now because in the future, everything is going to be crap. I really think
that's hard to argue with right now.
It's weird that we do this. I don't care about anything except my house. Like, legitimately, I don't take vacations. I don't do anything because I just want to stay in my house.
I'm like that too.
But
I don't want to go anywhere.
Everybody is like taking vacations and stuff. And I'm like, you work where I work and I know our wages and everything. But I think everybody's just burning through stuff because, like, what are we going to do? Everybody's going to be bankrupt in 5 years.
Great.
And I can't even argue that point.
Well, that's depressing. The Barkitects are out there. That's Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun and Braun, or Braun as I call them, and CM Punk definitely called them, and he definitely doesn't hate listening to the show. Hi, Punk. I'm sorry. Hi, Philip. Did that make him mad? Hi, Philip.
There's
Remember
a lot of things.
Remember the roof of the THQ building when Weasel 3 came out back like 12 years ago? Remember how mean you were and for no reason? You're such a terrible guy. Okay. Remember that?
Legitimately.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
The only thing I think is I'm like, how can we stretch this show out long enough that he stops listening?
That's awesome.
That is like, yeah.
Braun number 1, that's Breaker, talks. And he, like, they give him the mic like they're surprised, like, oh, he wants to talk first. Okay.
I like the idea.
I loved the idea of this. So he wants to talk, and he says, the Barkitects, we're going to be the face of WWE for 2 days. Why does this group not have a name yet?
I don't know, because it really does hold them back. Also, with the theme song being Seth,
right?
They should have their own theme song.
Yes.
It should be a new. So when you show me the Judgment Day is a better stable than this,
I know
that's bad.
I know. Hi, Crystal in the chat, who just said, "What's Larry's background? What the F is Larry's background?" Okay, so yeah, I know. You know what? It's better to not ask.
I will change.
Oh my God! But now he's going to change it to one of the worst ones. You missed all the bad ones. Oh,
this is a great one.
Dear. Oh God, what are you doing? Okay, all right. That's fine. Whatever. Like I said, I enjoy it, but I don't think it's good for. It's not like a fit for our show. But hey, do whatever you want, Larry. Not really. Don't take that to heart. Okay, so Braun says, "I don't like that Sami Zayn," and I thought, oh my God, he's going to say, I do not like him in a plane. I do not like him on a train. This Braun could have been brilliant. Like, he's like simple-minded, but whatever. No, he just says, I don't like him. Ooh, Sami Zayn. He's terrible. Ooh, Sami Zayn. The crowd tries to sing Sami's theme song and fails miserably. They tried. They could not get it together. So, Braun says, why do you what?
Why did they not do the thing?
Because they forgot. They were thinking of Seth Rollins' theme at that time. They mixed it up.
Yeah. No, I bet you're right. I absolutely
know him.
bet you are right.
Psychology guy. I know I'm right. Okay, so Braun says, you guys like him. He doesn't even go to the gym. Okay. But this is classic Steiner family stupidity. He goes, he has an expiration date and I'm going to put a stamp on it. No, does he have a double expiration date?
If this is really where we're going, I'm so bought in. Like, if he could say stupid stuff.
I do not like that Sami Zayn. I do not like him on a plane. I do not like him on a train.
If Seth is behind him being like, he's a Steiner, I don't know what you're going to do. If he said, look, it's a slow thing. I don't want to burn it too soon. When he does Steiner math, like, and Seth is back there being like,
Sami goes, he doesn't go to the gym any days a week. It's 0 days a week. He should go 8 days a week.
That's 8 days minus 0, which is 8. He's 8 days lacking.
It's all there. You can do it. Yeah. But he'd have to be pretty smart to do that, though.
This really was the first time this group seemed kind of interesting.
I agree. So then Rollins does a fake laugh, and the other Braun wants to talk. So Bronson, Larry, why did they wait so long? They finally explained the tsunami thing. The question was,
well, I'm okay with that.
The question was, why did Seth Rollins want Bronson Reed in the group if he tsunamied him 6 times? And now Bronson goes, I tsunamied Seth Rollins so many times, it made him respect me. Why didn't you just say that when they formed instead of like tiptoeing around it? We all knew that's what it was, but why didn't you just... Anyway, Bronson's...
It's not that long. I'm okay.
Right. Bronson says, I'm going to tsunami respect into Jey Uso tonight. Well, you're not. Heyman says that the Empire strikes first because Sammy's going to lose tonight and Jey Uso's going to get killed tonight and Roman Reigns isn't going to step up against this group with no name because...
Roman Reigns, is he a thing?
It's like, wait, we have... Okay, so when Roman comes back, it'll be Roman, Jey Uso, and nobody? Because who's in this group of theirs?
Jimmy. Jimmy has nothing to do.
He's with Jacob, though, and they're fighting against the MFTs.
Oh, well, there you go. There's 4 people.
Okay. That's fair. He says tonight it's going to be Seth Rollins against Penta in the main event. And Penta will never... Okay, shouldn't do this. He says Penta will never be able to do those stupid hand signals again after tonight, and that's a spoiler. Did they break Penta's hand when I wasn't looking?
No, you should have. Yeah, you should have.
Why would he use the spoiler like that? The waste? Why would he waste a spoiler segment?
Well, I guess if you're like in a hospital bed.
Okay. The crowd chants CM Punk because they can't remember that he's not in this anymore and that he wrestled John Cena and that he bumped into Gunther. They can't remember that. So because they can't remember that, they think he's part of this feud and he's not.
I will give you this. And I know that I skew better AEW. AEW fans know what's going on.
Yes.
I think WWE fans are like, let's go see a show.
They are like that. They don't watch Raw. Raw's on Netflix. Netflix costs money. So they watch sometimes or not at all, and they read about it or watch YouTube clips. But you have to understand,
here's
Netflix Raw ratings are really low. You know why? Because wrestling fans aren't going to and wrestling fans aren't going to subscribe to every service out there. They watched it when it was on USA. Yes, but they watched it when it was on USA, excuse me. They're not necessarily going to buy Netflix for that. That's a lot of money.
So real quick, because you and I talked about this off air, Kenny Omega did an interview where he was talking about what wrestling will.
Was this with the Melts?
The Melts?
The Melts interview, because I listened to that and it was Kenny is. If you've never heard an interview with Kenny Omega, you should listen, because wow, he is incredibly intelligent, but he saw into the future. And I think you're going to say the same thing as me. The future of wrestling in the next, like, say 10 years may be bleak because of what he said. But go ahead.
Totally agree. I totally agree. He put a spin on it. He's like, listen, and I appreciate this because we know who they are. We know what AEW is. We know they want to, and I said this earlier, AEW is all about, put on a really good wrestling match. But Kenny is like, you know what? Everybody just wants a clip. Everybody wants to see a clip from this.
And he's like, and it's like, we're not bashing kids. We're just telling you that's the way that things evolve. That's just how they go. It's a new generation that wants this. And then the generation after that, though, is going to want that, but even less. So how can you argue that? I mean, we're looking at it right now. We're looking at the future. And it's
really are
everything. We are dinosaurs in this business of TikTok and Instagram Reels or whatever, when we are doing a long form show. And some people absolutely love the long form show. But if you want to make money in the future, I mean, unless there's a renaissance of everything turns into tiny clip brain rot, that we have to go the other way with it. Unless that happens, and then the next generation goes, I can't even stand those. Like, it's all guys' heads in toilets or whatever. Like, it's like that. And that generation goes, ew, why is that like a thing? And they're like, oh my God, you mean stories used to have like a beginning, middle, and end that used to be like 20 minutes long or whatever? Really? If it becomes that, then the future may be saved. So, but Kenny's outlook was a little bleak. But also awesome in another way, because wrestling itself evolves into, it's evolving into things that just you couldn't even imagine them 20 years ago. And they're incredible. And I love them. But the way people consume content is what keeps changing.
And wrestling must change itself to what is happening in the real world.
Well, okay. And Larry, but it is already doing that in the form of, like, when you see, like, let's say 900,000 people watched Raw and it used to get 1.5 million or whatever, because now they're on a paid service as opposed to I know cable's not free, but you've already paid for it, so you don't think about it. So it's on a free service. So you have that. So what WWE does is WWE has all these clips online. And the clips get, like, the show itself, Raw, will get, like, whatever, like 950,000, 900, whatever. Like, not even 1 million viewers. But the clips will get, like, 20 bazillion views. Because
if you show that to people who are investing in your company, you're like, look at this.
Right.
And it works.
It works.
Really works.
Those are big numbers. But that's because people are consuming it that way. They want to consume it in the small way, not in the big way. I think that's what we need to be doing. We need to be clipping this show into tiny pieces and putting it on TikTok, and we'll be like the most famous reindeer of all. I think that's it.
But I did really appreciate Kenny Omega being like, when I was listening to that interview, he sounded like us, where he's like, I am not saying this is, he wasn't dogging out.
No.
Because I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of people complaining about young people. They don't know what it was like to ride your bicycle for 12 hours.
Okay, that's just stupid, right? That's just crabby old people. That's not what we're saying at all.
There is a new world. Don't fight the new world.
No, you can't change it.
But accept what it is. And that is what it is. Listen, I read comic. I was subscribed to comic books for years. It moved on to a place without me.
Yeah.
And that wasn't because it's wrong or because it's bad. It's what is going on. That's the new thing. And wrestling will be the same thing. Like, legitimately, if you and I didn't do this show, tell me there's many shows you wouldn't watch.
I couldn't.
be like-
I couldn't because I'd
Yeah.
want to do things.
Yeah,
I'd want to
and you
have a
would be
life.
like, oh, yeah. Oh, I heard some LA Knight did something cool. Why not look that up on YouTube?
And that's just
Why
it.
not? Yeah.
I would look it up. I would not go pay for Netflix and watch it there. No.
Okay. This is the analogy I use. Remember when we watched Star Trek? You were like, oh, Star Trek is in this weird world where there's no money and everything is.
You don't need money. There's no racism. There's
Yeah.
whatever.
But how did they get there? No one ever talks about that.
Oh, it's the question mark in the whatever question mark profit. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So you're like, how did they get there? And listen, maybe we are meant to suffer through this for a better thing.
Yes.
That's why.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's the only reason to have hope. There has been many times, and you look through history, that people have suffered through these weird changes. You're like, what's going on? This is crazy or whatever. And we got to a better time. As much as I am a nihilist to the core, but there is, like, we've always gotten better. And maybe this is just a time where it's like, this sucks, but it's because we're going to get better. Why not?
I know. And my thing always was, and I use this quote every few years, but I always say something to the effect of, yeah, World War III is imminent, but man, think of all the great art we're going to get out of when it's over. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all you can
Wow.
do.
Why is this wrestling podcast always so much? Oh, smart. Yeah. Smart. Wow, we are so smart.
I know. And let me finish the Raw thing. And because we are only in the opening talking part. After all that original.
Oh, yeah, but wait. How much time till we get to a real wrestling match?
Oh, it takes forever.
God, I didn't time it.
Takes forever.
It's forever.
Yeah. So what happens here is all that original material. Heyman talks original stuff. Braun, both of them talk original stuff. Rollins grabs the mic and goes, Monday Night Rollins, and walks away. It's like he is so played out. He has
But
nothing.
it doesn't have to be.
No, he doesn't have to be.
No. He could have been like, well, I guess that's it, but not like
No.
change,
No.
please. I love Seth Rollins. This is the thing. When I complain
That's
about
the problem.
wrestling, like Daniel Garcia,
I think
I don't like him.
Right, but Seth
want
Rollins,
him
I
to
think,
go
is
away.
great.
Oh, Seth Rollins is fantastic.
Yep.
I thought, what's this guy from AEW?
AEW man. What's the guy from AEW?
Who was in the Shield?
Moxley.
Moxley. Moxley was my pick to be over. And guess what? If you didn't drink, he would have been. But
True.
and Roman Reigns, fantastic.
Yeah.
But Seth Rollins can be amazing. Change.
Yep.
You have to change. And this has been legitimately
I
5
know.
or 6 years of the same Seth
I
Rollins.
know. Hey, but at least he's a heel with the same music that the crowd loves. Okay. It's Cole and Graves on commentary. Do you know how much better it's been since football had left?
I know. And Graves has problems, but he
But
does
Graves,
know what his
but
job
Graves
is.
knows what he's doing.
His job, he knows his job. Even if you don't know what your job is, like you don't know something,
Yep.
you know how to work around it.
Yep.
And that's what he does. And legitimate. And there was a weird thing, and I think it was backstage stuff, where Cole was constantly like missing cues,
Yeah.
and there was dead air on this show, but it was fine. And Graves was coming in, and when Graves would mess up something, it became a joke, and we had fun with it. Corey Graves is really good, as much as I don't want to admit it.
I know he is. Judgment Day Lair, Balor's looking at all the titles on the table because they're all champions now.
Which is great. That's why we're doing. That's what we're
So-
doing right now.
Brilliant. Very well done. Then they look and they're like, Raquel's like, what the F is that? And it's a shrine to Liv Morgan like she's dead. And the toddler's like, Roxanne is like, I made that for Dominic. And Raquel's offended and she's like, Liv's not dead. What are you doing?
Which is great because that's what you want to do. You want to have the character in the thing be realistic, be like, this is for dead people. This
Yeah.
is not dead.
Yep.
I love that.
It was so good. And then Balor's like, look, that shrine's fine. Liv might be out for like 8 months or more. It's fine.
Yeah, look at me. I was out forever. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
And Dominic looks at this cake and he goes, thanks for the get well soon cake. And he says this to the Double Mint twins, Balor and JD, and they both say the same words at the same time. And they're like,
Great.
it's not for me. And excuse me, they leave. And Dom looks at the cake and it says, get well from AJ. And then he goes, what? And then AJ Styles is hiding like a groundhog behind some stuff.
Did we write this?
It was amazing. And Dominic pulls out the doctor's note and he's like, a doctor's note. I'm not cleared. It was good. And AJ does the pointing to his eyes and him and he's
Yes.
like, I got my eye on you.
Legitimately,
This was perfect.
I could not have written this better. That
It was
so much
wonderful.
fun. It is. Judgment Day is the most amazing stable at just like hanging in there and being constant. It doesn't matter what's happening.
And look what they did.
I
They went from all being losers to all being winners.
yeah, it's great. It's like that thing on a show where you're like, let's check in with, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to check in with these people.
Yes. It's awesome.
Even though Edge is gone. Remember Edge started this.
I can't even believe that Edge started this.
Yes. But this may be the best. In 2 years, if this keeps going, this may be the best stable.
It's so good. Kairi Sane versus Artie in the Ring, Roxanne the Kindergartner. And
Okay, wait. There was some point where she was standing in front of people and she was so small.
I know,
it
she's
was
tiny.
It was the previous thing, and I'm like, the previous segment, I was like, this is when Hornswoggle was with
I know.
with a DX.
It was. It's
I
like
was-
that. But let's talk about this match. Oh my God. It is horrible. It's like both of them forgot how to do pins. They can't. The whole beginning of the match is just them reversing pinfalls and then getting up, doing a little bit, and then trying for more pinfalls. They forgot how to pin each other. They forgot how to move. Their communication is bad. They try to do a thing where Roxanne tries to neck hang Kairi from the top rope. And Kairi's like, wait. And in the middle of the move, she's like, I am too short for that. Let me duck down and try for the middle rope. Oh, we messed the whole thing up. They botched, like, I'm not exaggerating when I say they botched 12 spots.
I would be so okay with this if Liv was coming back sooner, but we've got to put up with this for a long time.
Why did they forget how to wrestle?
We are gonna, well, okay, but yeah, Shorty McGavern is.
Yeah, but it's okay. Roxanne's a good wrestler. Kairi's a good wrestler. This combination was horrendous.
No, well, you're wrong about half of that. Yeah, but yeah, Kairi can't carry this. You just can't.
It was bad. So Kairi just wins out of nowhere with a flash pin, and then there's a beatdown on her.
Why was that? Why?
Just to reform the tag team. What?
I understand reforming the tag team, but like legitimately, if you're going to be like, oh, she's like really changing around the Judgment Day, why did she win?
Because this is the equivalent of how Nick should have got the pin to get in that match at the tag title match. That's exactly what this was. So Kairi got the pin, so she's in. That's what this is. So Kairi gets the pin and nowhere. There's a beatdown on Kairi, and then Asuka comes out for the save.
Champ.
Wait a minute. Kairi's not the champ. Roxanne's the champ. Kairi is the challenger who pinned the champion, Roxanne.
Okay, but where's that going?
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Asuka comes out for the save. The Kabuki Warriors are reformed and they stand tall. And later in the show, they ask for the GM, fake GM, puts them in a title match at Evolution for these tag titles because she just pinned Roxanne.
No, he doesn't. No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
No, he puts them in that weird multi-person.
No, that's a tag title match.
So,
Larry,
I don't understand.
Who are you going to
Okay,
believe?
okay.
Your memory or me?
Okay, but fine. But who comes out of this with a tag titles?
That I
Because
don't. Okay.
if it's not Kabuki Warriors,
No, I think
what's the
Roxanne.
point?
I think you need to have Roxanne and
You
Raquel
have to.
retain. Yeah.
yeah, you have to have Roxanne prove her worth. But then the Kabuki Warriors are nothing. And listen, what was the Bailey group called?
Damage control.
They're like placeholders.
No, I know that.
They're such placeholders.
Yes. In the chat,
But
by the way, right now, what's it called? A wallet emailer has mixed up Humna Mahama with Octopus Mask. He's confused the
What?
two. Yes.
Yeah, I don't pay attention. So
Yes, he's confused them. So, yes, they're not the same person. Wallet
Or
emailer.
are they?
Or are they? Okay, so anyway,
Seen Octopus Mask without his mask?
no. Yes, I have.
Yeah?
Because he doesn't really have a mask. But anyway, so this I don't know why you don't. I think you're just misunderstanding this instead of understanding this.
No, I don't. Okay, I think this whole thing we have going is we have a women's tag title.
Yeah.
And there's like, oh my God, they have to overcome so much. And Roxanne holds her thing, and they're like, oh, she's really good, and she's in our group, right?
Yeah.
Then why are the Kabuki Warriors
Because you
assembling
still need
here?
challengers. That's all. It's fine.
Just
Okay.
so you can get them over with that.
Yes. Okay. So
because in the big picture, why is Asuka being used like this? And I
because
could've
they
asked
did
that
the
for a
thing where she
year
was
and a
going to
half.
they did the thing where she was going to be queen of the ring. They're not ready to give her a world title. So guess what? Until she could challenge for that Intercontinental or United States title, this is what they're going to do with her and put her in the tag division. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be permanent.
Do you remember Oscar in NXT? Why is
I remember Oscar the Grouch.
yeah? I just
Yes,
I
I remember
just
she
don't
was
understand
undefeated
why
and it
is
was
she not-
awesome.
yeah.
I know. It's because we have a new generation now, and we want to put over people like Io and Julia and other people from Japan.
Why do you?
Oh, by the way,
Io when you
my-
have Oscar?
My prediction for this
like
week,
Io.
this weekend's Great American Bash, I predict that the former Mariah May, Blake Monroe, just turns heel immediately because there's no way she's meant to be a face ever. So,
Wait a minute. How do you turn heel after being in a bathtub? And you're
because
heel. You're heel.
because you I know that. I know you're already a heel, but my point is she's going to beat up whoever face she's with, and that's going to be that.
Whatever.
So, yeah, it's fine. I'm just telling you that's what's going to happen. But anyway, so backstage
I predict she made the wrong decision.
I think you're
Like,
right. But
they don't-
time will
What,
tell.
is she going to be Tiffany too? Yeah.
No, she's going to be NXT champion, and that's great. But
Is it? Does it mean anything?
yes, it does. It really does.
I don't think it does. I
Okay.
think there's people who watch WWE and they're like SmackDown Raw. They don't
Oh, I know that.
care if you were 5-time NXT champion.
I know.
They know when you come in, you're going to be
I understand that.
tossed out.
Yes, I know. Okay, so backstage interview with Sami Zayn. He says stuff about Braun Breaker and Karrion Kross, and then he just leaves. But then Scarlett pops up like a groundhog. Like, how do they not cross paths?
I don't know.
That was weird.
Everybody is just popping out of
And
like legitimately. It's like WWE have boom tubes. That's a comic book thing. They're just like boom. I'm right. I just spilled beer all over my keyboard.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that.
All over my keyboard.
That's
No,
not
I'll
good.
Get a new keyboard next week.
Well, luckily, oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm drunk. Whatever.
It's okay. Okay, so, but Scarlett walks in and she just stares and says like one word. And you know what? She gets paid so much to do that.
She is attractive.
Excuse me. That's
Oh,
great.
Wait. Okay, I'm totally ignoring my raw notes. I'm watching you. I hate video. I'm like looking
Okay,
at you.
so you missed stuff?
Has Paul talked to Penta yet? No, he hasn't. Okay, so I'm still good.
Yeah, that hasn't happened. That's way later.
Okay.
So
Okay, we're good.
now this. Oh my God. Okay, and you know what? No, before that, something good. So the fake GM talks to American Made, and the dumb Creed, the one that laughs and he's an
I
idiot,
love.
the Brutus one, the stupid one, he goes, I don't understand how El Grande Americano has a match tonight when Chad Gable's injured. And the GM goes, why would Chad Gable's injury have anything to do with El Grande? And he's like, well, come on. And Ivy's like, shut up. She's like, I want to be, okay. I swear to God that last week she said, I got to beat Stephanie Vaquer so I could be in this dumb battle royal. Like there's going to be a qualifier. And I was like, why would that even be a thing? But Ivy goes, I want to be in an all hands on deck battle royal where all the jobbers live on that important Evolution show. Can you make that happen, Mr. GM, fake GM? And he goes, certainly. Are you serious?
Okay. I do like that whole thing. The only thing I don't like is, remember when we thought those two guys were going to be such a great tag team?
And they're just like jokers.
Like one's a joke and the other one doesn't exist.
I know.
It's like one is Otis and the other one
I think the problem is you got to...
Who was Otis's dig partner? Like dig dug partner?
Tucker.
Yeah, the other one is Tucker. Goodbye, Tucker.
I know. And you know what? The other one's really talented, but oh my God. Okay,
no,
so
they're fine. We thought they were going to be great because I like to watch them in the ring, but that's
I know. So they do that, and she's on the card or whatever, and then remember, she's as low card right now as you can get, and she asks to be in a battle royal, and he's like, anybody could be in that battle royal. That's fine. Remember that. It's important. Okay, so Kabuki Warriors come in, and they're like, we want to be in that tag match for the tag titles. And Fake Jim says, of course, you're in. So now does it make sense to you?
Well, okay, but he planned this. It was like, he's like, of course, that's what I wanted. Whatever.
Okay, but the point is now it's definite because she just pinned the champion. So...
But
okay.
If they lose,
Here's
the purpose
of
this?
Remember
are we going to get like Damage Control reforming as like somebody who lost a world title and somebody who lost the tag titles?
I know that. I know it's stupid. But this next thing is probably the stupidest of all. Oh my God. The only way this works is if she's right about the outcome. Because it was going to be Nikki Bella against Liv Morgan at that Evolution pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
That was going to be one of the highlight, like main event type matches without a title.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a return of Nikki Bella.
Yeah, it was the Goldberg reverse women's.
Right. Now we get this horrible Nikki Bella promo video where she's awful, but whatever. If you like her, that's fine. She's like, I want a title shot in Paris. So my plan is to be in a very important spot on the Evolution important pay-per-view for women. It's so important. I am going to be in the all hands on deck jobberific get a payday battle royal.
What does that mean?
It means
nothing.
If she luckily wins, she gets that match at Clash in Paris against Rhea Ripley or whatever. Really?
We saw her come out.
And I say Rhea Ripley because I assume Rhea's winning at Evolution.
Oh yeah, you have to have something on that card.
Nikki Bella in a battle royal. That's all there is.
Whoa, yeah.
What a joke. Sami Zayn comes out, but he immediately gets out for his match, but he immediately gets attacked from behind with a steel pipe by Karrion Kross. The crowd starts chanting, "We want Kross."
Yes, but also like later on, they'll chant like, "We want Sami Zayn to be killed."
We want Sami Zayn to die. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's.
But the fake jam runs out and he steals the steel pipe. Steel pipe, get it? And he chucks it to the back. Like, this guy's throwing weapons around. How does this take out Karrion Kross?
I like Karrion Kross. I want him to be pushed. But this weird, like, crowd reaction seems so, like not honest. Like, they just want to... they just want to chant things.
They just want to see if they could... They just want to see if they have the power to get a guy, to be in the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be it. But the merch...
We'll
Larry,
see later.
But the merch thing, Larry, I don't know how you explain that. Is Karrion Kross, have a bunch of different credit cards and he's buying all the merch himself?
No, I think people... Listen, I think it's like WWE is like appealing to Like everyone, like, oh, this is great. Whatever. We want to go to the shows. We spend a lot of money. But down deep, you're like, I really want to screw them, and I really want to get
Okay.
like real entertainment out of it. What else? We've seen this many times in wrestling where the fans may get behind somebody not for the person,
Yeah.
but just because you're unhappy right now.
Okay. That's fair. So when we come back from break, Sammy's in the ring and he's like, I told you I can wrestle this match. The fake idiot GM, who is not a doctor, by the way, is like, okay, then. And later in the night, Michael Cole's going to say, I almost pulled a Larry and said Adam Cole. Michael Cole is going to say something to the effect of, this was a horrible mistake. The GM's horrible. Why would he ever put Sammy in this match?
Is he not right?
He's
But
exactly
also, why
right.
is it-
But why is this happening?
Well-
So the match is Sami Zayn against Braun Breaker. Graves opens the match before anything has happened and says, there's no way Sammy wins this match. And it's like,
Is he wrong?
that's the thing.
What should be the story?
There is no way that he wins the match. So,
But the story is Sami Zayn is out for a while, so
yes, exactly. And you're distracting everyone with your Otis there, by the way, if you're in the video chat. No, that's fine. I didn't say to get rid of it. I just told you. It's distracting. That's all. Okay, so where are we at here? I already lost my place. Yup, I lost it. Where did it go? Right here. So, yeah, Sammy versus Braun. Guess what? Braun kills an already dead Sammy, gives him 2 spears, and the crowd's like,
yeah, more.
one more
Kill the face.
time. One more. And it's like, wow.
Remember when wrestling is about kill the face?
Yeah,
Kill the
every day.
hero.
Every day. So
Remember
Braun
Luke
easily
Skywalker,
wins.
You wanted to see him kill
Oh, all
his
the time. You want to see him get his head chopped off, in fact, by Darth Vader. So Braun wins the match, and Cole says this. Somebody has to save Sammy from himself. The sad thing is, that's carrying Cross, but how do we do this?
I don't
Or
know,
that's
because
that's Seth Rollins, or it's Paul Heyman. But how do we do it? You can get there, but how do you get there?
I don't know, because what do you want out of Sammy? Listen, when Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn came in, I was like, I love Kevin Owens. He's never getting over. I was wrong. Sami Zayn, I was like, he can get over with all these crazy things. He's done the fans are tired of Sami Zayn. I really believe
Well, they're tired of him because we're sick of he's going to be world champion someday. You know what he should do? Cheat and become world champion. There, that's what you do.
that would be fun.
Or you align yourself with the Seth Rollins group, be a complete D-bag to get close enough to Seth Rollins and then turn on him and be a hero and beat him for the title. One of those things would be fine, but let's do something.
Okay, right now, do you think Sami Zayn will ever be world champion?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
I don't think we're
Because I
wasting the
would
time
love that.
talking about it unless he's going to be. Plus,
I do believe.
did I mention that?
the everyman?
Did I mention that Jey Uso was world champion because of a
going to be
theme
something.
song or because of a catchphrase, whatever?
We will listen, as much as you want to talk about who was his name? Indian guy.
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder. As much as you want to complain about Jinder Mahal, he worked out and took the drugs. It's just there's going to be a time that we're like, oh, these people were just given titles. And not that Sammy didn't deserve it, but it's like, okay, that's a story we're telling. He's one-off champion, whatever, fine. And I love Sammy, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's been so long. If we didn't pull the trigger with Roman, it seems weird.
I know. So fake GM tells the War Raiders he's like maybe one
War
day.
Raiders? Wait, what are the War Raiders?
He's like, maybe one day you guys could get another match of some kind, maybe for the titles. I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
No, you're not part of that weird group of tag teams. I don't.
Right.
They popped out of nowhere. I'm like, War Raiders? What's?
Exactly. And New Day come in from a funeral because this was earlier in the night on the commercial break.
Yeah.
They were having
Oh,
a
I didn't
funeral
write that
basically for the tag title loss and themselves. So
no one cares.
you know why no one cares?
They were like,
Because this is the worst version of New Day.
they came out dressed in black and they're like, "Oh, you guys are sucky and you're terrible." And the crowd was like, it's a commercial break. The crowd's caught up.
How do you not know how to write New Day as heels? How do you not know how?
Don't know. It's the easiest thing given to you. It was been amazing.
Don't know what to say. But Becky comes in and looks at them and says, so sorry for your loss. And then she calls Big E a scumbag. So that's nice. That's at least something. But already, oh my God, this segment, oh my God. Already in the ring, Becky is talking. Cole says, some people consider Becky versus Charlotte at the first Evolution one of the greatest matches of all time. One of the greatest matches ever, he says. In no universe is that true. It was good. What is he talking about?
This women's division is falling so far.
Yes, he said far. He didn't curse, by the way. It did sound like that.
I like the fact that at least we're using the women's tag titles as a storyline.
Yes.
But the other things, all these weird like Intercontinental and US, they mean
You mean
nothing.
junk? Okay, let's find out if they're any good. Becky starts listing her accolades like she's the Miz. It's embarrassing.
Ooh, that's what you want to be.
And then she won't shut up about how she should be able to pick her own opponent like Io and Tiffany did. And Bayley...
That actually is pretty good.
That's fine, but those were the world champions. You're not the world champion, so too bad. But she says, Bayley and Lyra are in cahoots. It's a conspiracy. Okay, that's fine. Bayley and Lyra come out, though, and Lyra runs in front of Bayley, and she talks. She's not over, like not even a tiny bit over. No. And then Bayley talks, and no one's reacting. No one cares. This whole story between these three is dull and horrible. It's not anything.
No one cares about any of these three people.
So,
like, legitimately, they can't tell you their journey, their life.
There's nothing there.
Like,
So Lyra mixes up Bayley and Becky because that's something that happened. And then let me tell you this. If you're looking in the ring, Becky's the only heel. Two of the three of these wrestlers are faces, but all three are unlikable right now, and they're all acting like jerks. All three. Bayley calls Lyra a B word. Guess what? The crowd pops. Yay, cursing. Yay, tables. I don't care about this story at all, but you know what? Yay. So they cheer, and then all three fight, and then Lyra stands tall. This is a weird way. Okay, this is the Seth Rollins effect here. So Lyra stands tall, and the crowd boos, but Lyra's a face. Why are they booing? But then her song starts playing, and they remember that they could yell woo, so they all cheer.
Like I've said multiple times, and multiple times tonight about how, well, if you want somebody over, just give them a song. She is the perfect example of like, there's nothing there but woo, woo.
That's it. And the crowd was like, they didn't like her for a minute, and they're like, oh, forget it. We love her. Oh my God.
Well, they don't love her.
They like the song. I know that. Whatever. Bark attacks backstage, and Braun's upset because Seth is like, you won. I'm proud of you. And Braun goes, no. Karrion Kross is part of the reason I won. What? Should we go get him or something? I like that. And
he's not smart.
Paul Heyman is there, and he says, I got some news. Sami Zayn is out indefinitely. And they all start laughing. And Rollins looks at Bronson Reed and goes, why you laughing? Jey Uso is still alive. And he's like, oh, don't worry. I will kill the Jey Uso with 20 tsunamis. Don't you worry about that. It definitely won't only be 2 because that's 2 finishing moves and that doesn't do anything. And he'll be back next week. I definitely will do 50 tsunamis. So he will respect me and he will never come back. Okay. Let's see what happens. Jey Uso comes out, and why does every Plant kid, like at least I'd say 2 out of 3 Plant kid, that they have for Jey Uso's entrance doesn't know how to do the arm movement for Uso's the yeet, and they're all, can I say this? They're all spazzy and need meds or something. Is that bad? That's probably mean. I shouldn't have said that.
No, you pick people that like volunteer and they're good.
This kid's like going nuts. He's insane with his arm movements.
Watch the crowd. They just want to say it. They don't know it.
I know. So the match is Jey Uso against Bronson Reed. Guess what? It's hardly anything. Bronson throws a chair at Uso and Uso wins by disqualification. So, okay, not only this.
I think it was too long. You say it's nothing. That was too long. That could have been done in like.
Fair. But Michael Cole or Graves, I don't remember which one, said, you know that Bronson Reed's never beat Jimmy Uso, right? And then he doesn't hear either and then they go, oh, he didn't want to win. He wanted to hurt him. 2 tsunamis. How is that going to do anything?
How many different people has Bronson Reed wrestled? It's not like it's John Cena. We're like, John Cena's never faced Goldberg
right.
Or something like that. Yeah.
But why would you stop?
Well, okay, but isn't the story, he's got to
be
out, right?
2 though? Remember when Bronson was so motivated, he wouldn't care how many people were like, hey, stop.
Yeah,
no. And he'd just do it anyway. He'd do it anyway. Why would you not do that? What are we doing? I don't get it. Anyway, that was stupid. So Cole says Goldberg could, oh no, Cole doesn't say it. A graphic says it. The graphic says Goldberg could culminate a 20-year career on Saturday.
Really?
He can? But then if he wins, he's going to retire with the title?
No, he said he's saying, oh, I don't know what would happen.
I quit.
Who doesn't plan their future out that?
LA Knight bores me in a video package, and then Rhea Ripley video package where she never beat Io Sky in her whole career. It basically told me Rhea's winning.
Yeah,
but this show,
that's the only story.
It is the only story.
Evolution.
But this show, if you counted video packages like this, one with LA Knight, one with Stephanie Vaquer, one with Rhea Ripley, they just keep over and over and over.
Yeah. We pulled SmackDown back to 2 hours, and this Raw seemed longer, and I don't know if it was way over 2.5, right?
Yes. The Patriots theme became Kurt Angle's theme. The WrestleMania theme became Linda's theme, or vice versa. I'm telling the chat. Okay, so El Grande versus Artie in the Ring Dragon Lee. Okay.
I like this, but I wish the commentators were a little smarter.
That's the thing. The commentators were good, but you could have done so much more. I had so much more high hopes for this, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied that they even did this because I thought it up and it just happened and I was like, wow, they're doing it. Okay, so let me tell you what does happen. Cole says, okay, this is a farce. He says, Grande is Chad Gable and Gable's out injured, so this guy must be an imposter. Which, that's all logical, right? And Graves is like, no, it's the same one, it's the same guy the whole time. He says, you know what? He says, this is the one and only Grande. He says, Cole, you were probably one of those people that thought the Giant Machine was Andre and the Midnight Rider was Dusty Rhodes. And Cole, for some reason, goes, there were 2 Undertakers. Okay. That was funny. Cole, but you know what Cole does again? He is like, I don't know what his disease is, the way he remembers things, but it's like really weird because he mixes up the thank you with Renee Dupree or Maxine Dupree or whatever it was. He mixes them up again. He goes, look, no, the other Grande used to say, thank you. There's never been thank you. That's never been a thing.
It
Maxine Dupree. But anyway,
they could have done. My problem was they could have done the costume being too small a little better.
Yes, I know. But anyway, Cole says, "Look, wrong body type, wrong not tattoo, whatever." He explains it, and Graves is insisting and saying, "I don't know what you're talking about, Cole. That's El Grande Americano." So
Yeah, it's Bobby the Brain. I love that Graves
yes, he
understands
just sticks to it, and
Bobby the Brain.
he's that's what it is. So, and to be fair, Football Head would have been the same way. He really did that gimmick well when he was there. So,
Because you understand what your role is. Well, not
you know who
not at the beginning he wouldn't have.
you know who
Later he
didn't
did.
you know who didn't know how to do the gimmick, and I laugh how bad it was? Wade Barrett. The one time he had to do the gimmick when he filled in, he said, "Oh, Chad Gable injured himself, but then he went on that day to do another match at Money in the Bank." And then then Cole said, "Wait, you're saying that you're saying he's El Grande because it was El Grande in the Money in the Bank?" And he's like, "Wait, no, that's not what I meant." So Barrett blew it immediately. He could not even keep up the gimmick for 5 seconds. But yes, Graves did a good job. But the rest of this is funny because Grande walks over to the desk because they're fighting outside the ring. And he goes, "I think I know who this guy is from I'm looking right into his blue eyes." And then he hears the German accent and he's like, "Wait a minute. What?" He's like, that's not a Spanish or Mexican accent." And then Graves is like, "Oh, you think all luchadors have to be Mexican?" Which is funny. And then this is my favorite part. Cole says, "Wow, look at that. El Grande pandering to the crowd and with a non-existent fan base." And Graves goes, "Cole, I saw kids wearing the El Grande mask." And Cole goes, "Yeah. And you know what it says on it? Chad Gable, Grande Americano mask. It says it right on the package. I saw it. Do you know, Larry? It does. It does
Of course,
say
he's
it.
got to get his money. But that's hilarious.
That's-
I love that Graves is not so egotistical that he can't be like a dumb like. Of course.
Yep.
Like,
He's got to play into it 100% and it works. But oh my God, was that ever funny when he told us the truth, which if you look on shop, it's real. It says Chad Gable, El Grande Americano mask. So
again, when Cole retires, we're gonna give him his. I love how kids say flowers. We're gonna give him his respect when he retires
Yes.
because he is good.
I call it,
And
Larry,
when
respect.
When he retires, someone else is gonna come in and be horrible. So
I know.
get ready.
I've seen it too many times to already know you're right. What happened here, though? Okay, this part of the match is broken because neither Cole nor Graves is looking at the monitor because Grande is loading the mask with the metal right in front of
they
us.
don't call it. Yeah, because he's been adjusting it all.
Okay, but
or
we
a
see him holding a piece of metal and he stuffs it in his mask. The commentators are looking at something else or their notes
they
because
looked
they never see it. And then headbutt, Grande wins, but they don't get it. And then they show the replay, which is the exact same thing we just saw. And Cole goes, "Hey, look, he loaded the mask."
They do
What a
cover. They cover.
Oh, that was a buffoon move.
The problem is, when Taz does that, he knows there's at least one other, if not two other people watching the monitor. So
Here's the thing.
because Taz is constantly like, "I looked off the monitor."
This is all Cole because Graves can't say he's loaded the mask because Graves wants to
No.
believe he'll win with his head. So, yeah. Okay, here's the part you were talking about. Penta hops around backstage. Paul Heyman comes in. Oh my God, he cursed at Penta. He said something very rude. And then Braun Breaker comes in and they have words. And he says, and this is again, this character of Braun could be so much more fleshed out. And he goes, "What is that with the hand signals? It's like 3 up, 3 down. Is it like baseball? Like what?" Could have done something with it.
You gotta know where you're heading with him, and I think they know this guy's gonna be something.
Yeah.
But I don't think
They
know
don't want to
what
make him a
the
big dummy,
something
though.
is.
That's the thing. They don't want
Yeah.
to, but
But you can make him a big dummy for right now.
you can for right now. And then he gets smarter.
Remember when Edge was a dummy?
Yes, he was a jokey character.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can make him a supposed dummy. And again, he's standing right next to Seth Rollins, who's going to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. And as time goes on, the fans start to realize he's playing dumb. He's not a dummy. And he gets close to Seth and wins the title. It's like, it's all there. You could do it.
And why not? We have 2 world titles. Why not do that?
Absolutely. Gunther comes out and Goldberg shows up in the parking lot. And he comes to the ring and he hits Gunther. He tries for a spear. Gunther escapes. That's Goldberg's big appearance for the last time before Saturday. Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do we want this? It's just filling a show that, like, do you really want to watch Saturday night's main event?
No, because I don't care about like LA Knight against Seth Rollins. That's not appealing to me. I don't care. That sounds like something that's going to be terribly boring to me, but maybe people like it. Penta walking.
After Paul,
yeah.
You talked about Paul talking to Penta.
Yeah.
After that, we had the unseen thing about she interviews Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And they're like,
you're right. I didn't see it.
And the crowd chants, "We want Kross." Like, not a little bit.
I know they all did. I know.
Yeah, and Kross wasn't his best here. He kind of lost it. And then he's like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "Oh no, he just kissed Scarlett to end it." But still an organic push. I don't know what.
Yeah.
And Karrion Kross can carry an organic push. So
I know.
I don't know what you do. But yeah, that was that was the hidden thing in here.
Right. Okay. Penta and Rollins both walking, not together, of course. And main event, Penta versus Rollins. And you know what? It's a very good match.
Oh, wait. I got to stop you. The other thing you missed.
Okay.
This is so important. Natalya, Maxine Dupree, and Tozawa.
Please don't say Sheamus was with them again.
No. They're talking. They're getting interviewed. And they're like, oh, my God. You girls, and I'm like, Tozawa? I'm like, you girls are going to be in this big battle royal. And they're like, we will help each other out.
Oh, my God.
And we will never stop doing that. And Natalia's like, you'd better never stop doing that because, yeah, I wouldn't be happy. And then Tozawa rips his shirt and says, they will win. And that's it.
That's embarrassing.
Like, what? Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's sad.
But we got to cover stuff.
Yeah. Penta against Rollins is a great main event. The Rollins kicks out.
Oh, it is a really good match.
It's
I really like
the little nuances. Like there's a part where Penta is supposed to go and over Seth's shoulders and then do a counter, but they almost botched it and Penta was falling. Seth and his CrossFit Jesus self, he's so strong. He just rose like up from the dead and lifted up Penta out of like a complete botch. It was amazing. But yeah,
this is the thing. I think people here complain.
You roboted out like you're
so much about
dead.
Seth Rollins.
I know they think we don't like Seth Rollins, but we do
Okay.
like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, we think we don't like him. We don't like.
The annoy. Here's the things we don't like: the annoyingness, the fakeness, the fake laugh, the saying revolutionary, visionary, Monday Night Raw. He says that he's a broken record. We're sick of all those things. His clowning, but
he could be the best wrestler in WWE.
Do you know how bad you know how bad I'd want to see like an Ospreay versus Seth Rollins or a Omega versus Seth Rollins match? Like that's a dream. That's
send Seth Rollins New Japan. He fits in perfectly.
Oh my God, he could keep up with everybody. Yeah, he can outdo some of the guys over there, like some of the kids. Oh my God.
Oh, without a doubt. I think Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler in WWE.
He's easily up there in like the top three. Yeah.
I don't like his character.
No, it's junk.
And this was the opportunity to change it and do something really great, and they didn't take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this match, Rollins kicks out of a Penta driver, which isn't always his finisher, so that was pretty cool. And then there's a amazing spot with a buckle bomb, which hits, but Penta's able to flip over after it and do a Mexican destroyer, and
Seth would have lost.
And Seth would. You could see that this is the point where Penta would have won the match, and Rollins has to grab the rope he's close to. This was perfectly done until the end.
Really good match.
Till the end.
Really good match. This is great if later on Penta will deliver somewhere.
Right.
That would happen,
so we're doing kind of a callback to Roman Reigns when he would kick out of things but then crotch the person.
Yeah,
so
you're like, did he really?
Right, did he really? So Rollins does a low blow by, quote, accident. We don't know, and they never actually confirmed. But guess what? It's enough for... It seemed like Rollins didn't mean to do it because when he stood up, he looked at Penta like, oh my God, he's in stomp position. It's perfect. He goes over.
Yeah, and he looked at Paul and he's like, whoa. What
yeah,
happened?
it's perfect. So he goes over, does a stomp and wins. So really, that match didn't have a run in. That match was what it needed to be.
That match.
Yeah.
I liked that match.
Yeah.
And there's so much cluster with WWE lately. I was like, oh, yeah, didn't hurt Penta. I don't think it hurt Penta. I do think eventually Penta has to pull the trigger on something. But
well, unfortunately, I think that the answer to that is the draft with Phoenix. So tag team champions.
We're going to just tag team, yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's, you know what? You go through phases. That's fine.
And you know what? They have stacked that tag division with people who can wrestle an amazing match with Penta.
And so you do that. So what you do is when you do that draft, you have an equal amount of awesomeness on both Raw and SmackDown, and you have a future, I think. So
yeah, I do too. I don't think everything's bad, but I'm like, right now.
No, I know. Right now it's stale. That's the problem.
When do you pull the draft though? When do you like, oh, we're gonna do a draft?
I say in the fall when it's the new seasons of the shows. So probably like the end of August, beginning of September, maybe.
Could be.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, it's past summer. I'm sure it's past summer.
Because you want to do season premieres of your shows, and also Netflix would have to get ready because if you watch Raw on Netflix and you watch it a little early, like I turn it on before it starts, they have like it shows all the superstars on the show to music. And so they show all the Raw roster. Well, they would have to change all that. So you want to give it, if you're going to have a season premiere, that would be perfect to change all that right at the new episode.
Yeah, I think if we're doing season premiere, that's great. That's a good idea for it right now.
So
and we've got enough stuff happening right now. We can push it.
Yeah, I think so. So after the match, Heyman calls for backup and Braun comes out, but they're
literally, you didn't say literally he calls for backup.
He does. He goes, now, get out here now. And they're on the ramp, but they're such slugs and they're kind of just standing there. And plenty of time for LA Knight to sneak in the ring, do the BFT to Rollins and leave, which, again, the crowd loves LA Knight. And they love yelling, yeah. And they love the BFT. But you know what? I am not interested right now. And that's fine. It's not everything is for me. I understand that.
Heading.
And I know where it's heading for LA Knight to lose to Seth Rollins. And I don't care. Yes, you're right. I don't care about that at all. So that's all. So oh my God. So that's your wrestling of the week. But oh my God, this weekend.
Okay. Right now, we are where we are right now. A week from now, we're going to look back at this wrestling and be like, oh my God, that was so much fun. It was so great to just have 4 shows to talk about.
Larry, can I tell you something real quick before you finish?
You can.
We are at over 3 hours, we're almost at 3 hours and 40 minutes.
That's my fault. I'm talking about like pretending to be Kane at karaoke.
My point is what the F is going to happen next week? Because let me tell people what we have. We have Dynamite on Wednesday, SmackDown on Friday, a Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Friday that we can't possibly cover because there's too much stuff.
Okay, where did they push Collision to?
Oh, you're right, Thursday. So never mind. Collision on Thursday, if it exists. I'm not sure. Maybe there isn't one this week. But let's say there is.
I think they'll double tape and something.
Sometimes when they have the pay-per-view on the weekend, they don't have a Collision. But okay, let's say Collision on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, Ring of Honor on Friday. On Saturday, you realize it's in the morning, right? Like it starts here at like 10 a.m. for the pre-show for All In. Yeah, so for you, it's going to be on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but All In at the same time as Great American Bash NXT. Then that Saturday night, and this is not including all the New Japan stuff either, or the Arena Mexico, or all the other crazy shows. Okay, then that night, Saturday night's main event with Goldberg's quote retirement. Then Sunday Evolution pay-per-view. Then Monday Raw. That's all.
TNA doing something,
and TNA, of course, TNA is doing something. But the point is,
I think they have a big thing this weekend.
It's so much stuff that, I mean, I don't know how we do it all.
I don't know what they want. Okay, you just read off what you read. During Raw, Cole's like, "Oh, we're doing this." He was talking about things you're talking about, the WWE side. He's like, "Oh, Stephanie's house is here."
He's like,
Undertaker's graveyard.
He basically said, listen to 4 podcasts and watch 3 wrestling shows just on the weekend, not including SmackDown and Raw. How? How would one do that?
What do they want from us?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't understand. I just legitimately remember when the little rascals would be like, "Let's put on a show," and I'm like, I wish it was like some show on a street corner.
Yeah.
It's so much for no reason. And again, if you're going to tell me, like this weekend, I don't know what I thought about AEW for.
Yeah.
I legitimately will say AEW is a second company with a legitimate being to what, because you do not counter program like this unless it is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get serious. They are counter programming so much crap this weekend. And it's just AEW. Let them have this. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. Okay, we're done. I can't say any more words. There's too many words. So what I will say is I want listeners to, we did it. We're in the 21st year. We raised the monies. We did it. Larry's not happy about it, but we did it. Now we need people to become patrons of the show. That's the next step. So you listen to the show. It's free on YouTube. It's free on the Patreon page. Eventually it's free on the Podbean page. It's free on, what are you laughing at your background, or what are you doing? It's free on Apple Podcasts. We have a free show.
I've figured out the problem here.
The problem is we're doing this for nothing. So what you can do is go, wow, you guys are awesome. We thank you for doing it for nothing by going onto patreon.com/smartwrestlingfan and just become a patron. For a small pledge of just $5 a month, you can get so much stuff that we do. It's not even funny. You go $10 a month, it's basically all you can eat on there. It's ridiculous. So just go do it.
Would you pay $10 a month for a Smart Movie Fan? Would you?
Yeah.
If you were like, listen, I listen to so many podcasts, and I'm like, I'm listening to this. I'm at work.
Yeah.
It's not that great, but I'm listening to it. And I'm not saying we're that great, but we are pretty great.
Yeah.
And legitimately, I really enjoy this show. Granted, I'm on it. There's so many podcasts I listen to and still don't enjoy. I know there's a billion podcasts. How many good ones are there?
I don't want to answer that because it's mean, but true.
Okay, but how many honest podcasts? How many?
Like hardly
money?
any. Hardly any.
Oh no! If you may not like what I said about AEW, WWE, but no one gave me $1 to say it. So.
We're saying the honest truth. What else can be said? Okay, we need to be going. This show's too long. It's almost 4 hours, and this is ridiculous.
Oh, I hope next week is like 2 hours for 18 shows. Yeah,
that would be amazing, but I don't think so.
Thing.
So okay.
Listen. Money wise, I have put in a request for Monday off just so I can watch everything I'm backlogged on.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I'm getting it, but at least donate enough money to make it worth the fact that I took a vacation.
Larry took a vacation day. Just please wait. Don't you get paid for that? Okay. Anyway.
If they accept it.
Larry's drunk. Okay, we got to go. Thank you for listening.
Say it's okay.
We appreciate all of you. Don't forget to join us all the different ways, but we're now in chat. We're in the YouTube chat, youtube.com/smartwrestlingfan. Larry hates it, but he secretly loves it, but he hates it. But anyway, do all those things. You can donate directly to at smartwrestlingfan.com. If you have money to donate, we could definitely always use it. And that's it. That's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Until next time, bye, everybody.
Yay. Oh, my God. Why is this show so long for such a...
Because you were like nuts. But
sorry,
I'm glad you brought up the Future and the Kenny Omega stuff because that was interesting.
Oh, so. No. That's a great interview. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to bed.
Okay, you go. We're gonna turn the YouTube thing off. So bye, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, I hate that people are listening to us after the show.
Why? Because you can't go. Because you can't go. That ought to hold the little scumbags
Little
or whatever
bastards,
like that. Yeah. Okay.
Am I allowed to curse on? I don't know what I'm allowed to curse or not.
You're not supposed to.
Mark
Anyway.
is blue.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
You guys are awesome.